my arm, that length. And now I'm not going to move my feet, I'm not moving my feet. Right? Watch this. Ready?
Okay, no, I don't like that.
Look, it doesn't touch anymore.
Right,
just put them out there.
We're going to a break.
Magic.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker.
Welcome to Jewellery Maker. We are part of the Immediate Media family. Immediate Media is a fast-growing multimedia platform company who operates some of the most loved brands across the UK. Our brands range from our other shopping TV channel, The Sewing Quarter, to our very successful magazines, such as Simply Knitting, Molly Makes, and the Radio Times. We work incredibly hard to inspire you and bring you lots of exciting ideas and projects. So whatever your creative needs, you know that our crafting family will be there for you. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share. Getting started with Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. When you spend $4.95 with us, you'll get a free welcome pack which contains everything you need to get started, including step-by-step project cards and a DVD which will give you the chance to be able to create an arrangement of different items of jewellery. You'll also get a manual which will help to familiarise you with all the items you're going to be creating and all the tools you're going to need to do so. Plus you'll also get a free pack of tools. These will be everything you need to get started. Getting started with Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier, so why not give it a go today?
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker.
The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker Studio, Ivy House, Henley Road, Studley, B80 7DU, and make sure you don't forget your customer number. Get making and good luck. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Hello and welcome to what is going to be a very, very busy late show, I believe. I'm Vicky and I'm going to be with you all the way through until sometime later on. We have got lots and lots to bring you today. I mean, I'm really excited. We've got some epic opportunities to introduce you to gemstones that we just haven't seen anywhere near the prices that we're going to do. And that includes that awesome today's must-have. I mean, absolutely outstanding. 8 p.m. We've had loads of people messaging in because obviously I told you told you with Lucy, and I went, I don't know what time it is, but it's coming up later on. Good news is it's 8 p.m. However, we're going to put it up for pre-order. Putting it out there right now, pre-order. Now, there is one thing you have to know. If we're opening for pre-orders, the 247 that we've got will not be there when we get to the live show at 8 p.m. So if you are one of those that prefers, this is me, I prefer for a live show deal. Don't know why, can't put it at any reason, because I obviously know that I'm putting the boundaries of potentially missing out. But if you want to wait, you're waiting and you're playing the chance game, because it will be a restricted stock by 8 p.m. That's simply because the only other Burmese strand that we have available on our website is over £60. That's it. That's the only price comparison we can give. And I don't even want to think about what the price tag would be elsewhere. I mean, this is the JM bubble. At under £60, you'd go, well, it's going to be 50. It's going to be 40. It's not. It's under 10. We've never done anything like it before. It's going to be one of your biggest deals of the year so far. There is no hesitation to add in the word Burma to the luxury of sapphire. You are elevating the status to the highest echelons. I mean, you're sitting along the stratospheres of Kashmir and Ceylon, and that's where Burma sits. Magok Mine Sapphire is absolutely elite quality, and we are bringing you that elite for the first time I've ever thought of it as an affordable everyday gemstone. Never, ever would you say the gemstone that normally sits over £60, that's all we've got in our vaults, is over 60. We're taking to under 10. Under 10, under 10, under 10, under 10, under 10, under 10. Yes, it's going under 10. That's the first time I've ever sang that song. I don't think I'm going to sing it again. I'm going to put it out there, Kerry. That is the first and last time you're going to hear that song. Good, says Kerry. She likes to keep me in my boundaries. We have got an amazing show, and I'm looking over, and I have to say, we had our company yesterday evening, but I tell you what, there's no such thing as too much of a good thing. And I tell you what, we have got the gorgeous Fleur joining us later on to inspire us, essentially. Yeah. We've got lots and lots of inspiration to come. Love that you're harmonising.
And yeah, some ombre.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm loving the style. Me, black. Today, I am essentially wearing black. Apart from this here necklace. And this is one of the necklaces that Fleur has made with our mega jump ring kits today. I mean, these really are mega jump ring kits. Look at that. Oh yes, this is coming your way. This is your jump ring kit. And it's coming your way later on with lots of inspiration and the where and why house to making pieces like this with the wonderful Fleur, which we always love. We always love having that inspiration and step-by-step instruction for these kind of luxury designs. That's to come later on today. But before that, how do you fancy the most magnificent... Now then, hang on a minute, let me find it. Here it is. This is the most magnificent shape for garnet because you've got a flat surface area that just internally combusts with colour. It is magnificent, and it is our first kick-off and piece for our late show. I just know that this piece is setting the standard. I mean, when you've got Burmese sapphire guaranteed under £10, that already makes it exciting. But then to deliver this first deal, sometimes they say save the best to last, don't they, Fleur?
They do.
Do you believe in that saying?
Not in Jewellery Maker.
No, me neither.
No, it's just from start to finish.
And when you want to start with something exciting, that has to be world-class quality, but it has to be the best price tag, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This is exactly what we have for you. A full 30-centimetre strand, 50 carats that you have of your graduated plain rectangles. Can't even remember the last time I saw the shape of the rectangular garnet.
No, it's a beautiful shape, really nice shape. Beautiful for gents jewellery as well.
And you know the nicest thing I like about seeing it like this is it feels like you're seeing another part of garnet.
Yeah.
We often round it, we rondelle it, we give that, which is actually the curvature of the crystal form. Because it's an isometric stone, bit like, you know, with a diamond, exactly the same crystal structure, garnet and diamonds. You would cut it with a round because that's where the crystal maximises on the critical angles to react with the light play. But actually, in all honesty, what you can do, like with a diamond with the princess cut, my all-time favourite cut for a diamond actually is not the round. I love the princess cut. Is give that flat surface area. When you have that flat surface area, it then exposes. It's almost like the looking glass into the gemstone. And the wider that area, the more intense the quality can be. Absolutely magnificent. Look at that quality. Guess the price tag. When we said we're saving the best till last, no, we're not. We're doing the best at the beginning, and we're going to continue with the best all the way through. 50 carats for £2.95. That is £2.90. The thing is with £2.95, you can multi-purchase, multi-layer, multi-stack, multi-cascading designs.
Yeah, and garnet is a beautiful standalone gemstone, but I think looks amazing with pearls. It's the most beautiful, beautiful gemstone to go with pearls.
And we do have some extra special pearls that would go beautifully with this. How about that for a combination?
That's gorgeous, very nice.
How expensive would that look? That reminds me of the Elizabeth Taylor collection with the pearl and ruby that she has. You know, probably the most iconic of Elizabeth Taylor pieces is the pearl and ruby combo. And that kind of takes me there, that richness and indulgence of the reds, and then the purity of the shimmer that the pearl induces. And the size combination would be very balanced, wouldn't
very,
it?
very nice together. Beautiful, delicate, but high impact piece of jewellery would be made.
And what you could do, I presume, is because of the lengths of both strands as accommodating, you could do one strand of garnet, one strand of pearls, and then you could do a mixed strand with them both. Yeah. And then you'd have 3 bracelets.
Stacking bracelets.
Stacking bracelets. And the main feature, and you can tell you there, that's £2.95. I can also tell you that these pearls, you will not guess the price of these freshwater pearls. You will not guess how low we can go on this. All I can tell you is that this will be, for the £2.95 with your garnet, this will be a perfect add it to your order deal. No hesitation. Now, I've just been told there is a bit of a queue on the phone lines for the garnet. No surprise there. We won't put the pearls for pre-order, but we will say at 9 p.m. tonight, we've got a lot up our sleeves because we're going to inspire you by creating those classic pieces of jewellery, perhaps, you know, utilising what you've already got in your stock list with perhaps your findings and your threads that you haven't used up yet. Perhaps if you're getting started, you get your findings pack and your thread pack within your get welcome pack. And we're going to give you that opportunity to stop and perhaps just look at what you could be doing with simple techniques. And we're going to do that from 9 p.m. with your pearls. So anybody who's looking to make something classic, very, very traditional, or alternatively something very simple and stylised, pearl jewellery is the way to do it, and do it with class. And you can do that from 9 p.m. with the lovely Fleur and myself. So do join us then. If you want the pearls to match this gorgeous strand of garnet, then you can add it to your order from 9 p.m. Now, the good news is you can buy as many times as you like on a single postage and packing. You can add as many times as you like without a restriction. And that means if you've bought from us at 8 a.m. this morning, maybe joining Lucy from 1 p.m. and then, you know, literally flicking over and gone, whoa, that's an add it to your order price, and that is a single postage and packing that you will be paying of just £2.95, and then you have the strand for £2.95. It's a bit of a no-brainer in my mind that I wouldn't be buying one strand. I don't know about you, Fleur, but this is a multi-purchase deal for me.
Definitely a multi-purchase deal. It's a birth gemstone as well, so if you do those beautiful little charms, you know, just one of those on a little bracelet would be absolutely beautiful.
And actually, there's quite a lot of very well-known designers who finish their extender chains on any of their necklaces and bracelets just a single gemstone, because this has got a little bit of a shape to it that's not, you know, your briolette or your penny. It's not your rondelles or your rounds, which is what you normally expect from garnet. The shape is going to accommodate to just give a little bit of detail to the extender.
Give a nice weight to the extender, and it will, like you say, sit flat against the neckline, you know, at the back of the neck if it's for a bracelet or a necklace.
It's very important, actually, that we always think about, it's not just about the aesthetics, it's about the wearability, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is. You've got to have jewellery that actually you grab for quite a lot of the time. We've all got those pieces of jewellery that are maybe too heavy or they're not comfortable to wear, and they stay in your jewellery box. They're never brought out, whereas easy to wear jewellery that has a high impact, you will grab for it all the time.
My husband has, because a long time went by when I bought jewellery that I thought I would wear, but I never did. And actually a lot of my I've got a tiered jewellery box, and the bottom tier just never really gets, I never really tap into that, because it's the jewellery that I love, but it's not jewellery that I wear.
Yeah.
And I have a very much of a go-to of jewellery that's in my top 2 layers. And that's the thing is that I would like my jewellery to be more of my top 2 layers than perhaps the bottom layer that, it's still beautiful jewellery, but it's just not wearable.
Sometimes it's just not practical or wearable.
And I do think that the wearability is also matched by how we design. You know, we have to have that concentration and contemplative quality to make sure that you have that balance of striking jewellery, wearable jewellery, and balanced jewellery. You know, if you want to have 2 weighty gemstones, so 2 this and 2 that, you can. It just has such an influence on the aesthetics. And great look there. Congratulations, absolutely amazing deal that we're offering you there. Let's go to, now then, I've put that away, but I'm going to bring it back. Beg your pardon. But if you're going to put a gemstone that's going to capture the colour of the stone against it, like this a lot. See, one of the things, the nicest things about clear quartz is that because it has a clarity to it, it means that if you put another gemstone in alongside it, it almost reflects the colour. Sometimes you can put thread through it and it'll take the thread colour and it'll give you a different shade of colour to the gemstone. And because it is true clear quartz with us, you know, it's not your hazy, milky quartz that you would get elsewhere. This is clear quartz that does have that clarity, and I'll hold it against just so you can see what I mean. If I put the garnet behind, and you can see how the gems are going to reflect that colour through the stone, and that's how clear it is. You can actually see the garnet behind it, can't you? You can actually see the colour reflecting through. Now, the beautiful thing about this combination is, again, going back to the statement that Fleur just said, balanced jewellery, you've got enough of that graduated quality of each of the clears that you can perhaps add a little bit of a piercing design element, but without it being an overweighted piece of jewellery if you're wearing it with the garnet. But the clarity of these stones is epic.
Yeah, it is. And I've seen clear quartz that isn't clear. You know, it's that kind of, like you say, milky, cloudy.
It is hazy, isn't it?
Cracky. Yeah, it's not very, it's not
textured.
Yes, it's not pure.
No.
Whereas this is absolutely beautiful, because like you say, you know, you put a coloured wire through there, a coloured beading thread, it radiates from the inner out, but also then it really does, it's not like a sidekick to a gemstone. It can hold its own against any gemstone.
And yet it can be an incredible addition alongside of the stones. You know, I've seen this gemstone alongside, it's gone to £2.95. That means you're getting both of those strands for just under £6. Again, that's an almighty price opportunity you've got here. Building up your stock of gemstones that you know you're going to use. Building up the opportunity to have gemstones that look great standing alone. I mean, you could imagine these as single pieces for the hand, as a single stone for a nice, you know, that beautiful ring that you made for Lucy. You know, if you had just that little bit of perhaps a solitaire stone, a nice thick band, whether it was a nice, maybe a weaved wire, a braced, weaved wire shank. There's all of that potential, isn't there?
Yeah, there's, you know, you think of Claire McDonald's beautiful cocktail ring DVD, where, you know, you can take just one stone and you prong set that, and that is then the showcase of that piece, and you would be able to use this with any coloured wire.
And I think if you are looking for something with the coloured wire, what's nice is so many of our new coloured wires, they're such great colours, aren't they? That if you wanted the colour to reflect through the stone, it would do that. It would have that texture to it. Lovely deal there. I mean, I'd hate to guess how many you're getting, but you're getting a lot for £2.95, aren't you? You've got you've got exactly 30 centimetres strand, and that 30 centimetres is bringing you 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm heading towards 30 stones for £2.95. What does that work out at? 30 stones for just under £3. So that I should be able to do the maths on that. I really should be able to do the maths. I'm going to guess, is it less than 10p? Okay, 9p. It is 9p. 9p for a solitaire ring. I mean, how much would the wire cost you?
Not very much.
Pennies, really, wouldn't it?
pennies,
So really, you could be making solitaire rings, and even if it's just that you want to have, especially if you've got a stall of jewellery that perhaps you're wanting to catch people's attention. I know that a lot of our jewellery makers, many of our guest designers will say they always have the stop and touch pieces at the front, the affordable pieces that then make people stop and look at the rest of your jewellery. And the stop and touch could be costing you literally about 15 to 20 pence. You could sell it for £1 to £1.50. People would go, wow, that's good, isn't it? Oh, £1.50, handmade jewellery, genuine gemstones, that's fabulous. And then you'd have them hooked to then look at the rest of your stall. And that's costing you nothing really in terms of time, because you've got a very easy shape to work with. That's a mega offer, £2.95. Add it to your order. Congratulations if you got that. Now, I'm not going to mess around with this deal, because there is one thing about what you know from us is that there are certain locations for gemstones that we are always tapping into. If I just give you the heads up, I have got Australian opal coming your way today. Australian opal for a price tag that literally my jaw hit the floor. I have seen, I mean, there are some huge reports at the moment. There are people in the Asian market who are trying to buy opal, and because the opal's not available in Australia, do you know what they're doing? They're giving them money and they're saying, when the gemstone is found, when you eventually find another opal, I've already put my money down and I'll buy it. They don't see the opal, they're just pre-ordering it. Even if it's crazy. That's the Australian gemstone opal market at the moment, and we've got a full strand of opal coming your way. Now that's Australian opal, but let me prove to you what we're made of by bringing you the classic Peruvian pink opal. And if you do get the Australian opal and you blend it with this, it's gonna look spectacular, absolutely gorgeous. The Australian opal mega deal, it is a jaw to the floor deal on Australian opal. That's coming up at 7 o'clock. Literally we'll do it at the very top of 7 o'clock. So if you want to make sure you don't miss out and you get the opal first from Peru, and then we do this wonderful deal at 7 o'clock, which is actually not that far away. Gosh, time's ticking by, isn't it? At 7 p.m. you can get your Australian opal mega deal. Always wanted to have one of those voices, the way, you know, like the and in, and Bully's special prize.
Michael Wolf's got a voice like that.
Has he?
Yeah, Michael Wolf does brilliant voiceovers.
Michael, are you there? Oh, he's not there. Oh, what a shame. We could have had him saying, mega deal. You have got here your 2x1 by 10 by 2 millimetre. This is your 85 centimetre strand. I mean, we're talking 85 centimetres, like that's a normal amount of opal. Like that's how it's traded.
Yeah.
Because obviously in the trade, they actually trade opal by the metre. Of course they don't. I mean, not on your Nelly. I mean, with opal in particular, the one thing that they don't trade in is on length. On opal, they don't even trade on carat weight, because opal is a totally different density to any other gemstone. So in terms of, if you had 85 carats, or what's this one, 210? 210 carats of your Peruvian opal here, and I had 210 carats of sapphire. If I were a scale,
it's a mega deal.
yes! Thanks, Michael! Yay! Woohoo! We have got for you a mega deal of Australian opal, but we also have for you your Peruvian opal. Please now, if you think you want this, I'm going to give you, I tell you what, let's give everybody 10 seconds to pick up the phone. 10 seconds for you to get ready for this deal. You've seen what we're capable of with the luxury of garnet. You've seen what we've done with your quartz. But how about we really do give you that ultimate Peruvian deal in 3, 2, 1. Phone buyers, web buyers, everybody pays the final low price of £3.95. Now, putting it into perspective, that is 85 centimetres. That's just 15 centimetres away from a metre of opal. Genuine Peruvian. world-leading location for pink opal. You want pink opal, you would go to Peru before you'd probably go anywhere else. I mean, you wouldn't even, I can't even think of the next place you'd go to for pink opal. I mean, obviously, if you're going for the different varieties, Australia for opal, you can go to Ethiopia, but not this kind of opal, not for this opaque opal with the pink hues or the blue hues. Peruvian opal is not your easy day gemstone to come by because you are sourcing it from one place. That's it. An amazing deal, an incredible opportunity. I mean, sometimes I often think, you know how we do our 30 centimetre strands and we hold them like this? I sometimes think that we should have these 85 centimetre strands and hold them because I think sometimes we underestimate how much we're getting because you see 2 layers. But it should be, if I held this out, I'd be holding it out and it would be this long. Yeah. It's a significant amount of jewellery that you're going to be able to make. And there's a lot of potential with Peruvian opal, isn't there?
There is. It's a really soft gemstone to wear against the skin tone. Yes, so it's a beautiful, beautiful gemstone. For me, strands like this, I would restrand them, maybe put some shell pearl, those beautiful shell pearls.
Let me just put these in, just if you want to harmonise the colours.
You know, you could make the most amazing necklace and bracelet combination. And what I would do is I would make a very long necklace with a clasp on and a bracelet with a clasp on, and then connect them together for holiday jewellery, so that you can then sort of like have different ways of wearing it.
Yes, so then you can really maximise, couldn't you? You can maximise on the whether you want the longer length lariat without the bracelet, or you then close it up and you make it a shorter length necklace with a bracelet. Now, I'm just showing you these pearls because we have got something extra special coming your way, and we genuinely, I think we've already proved to you how good we are on the price tag. But we are going to show you how even better we can get. Because see this strand here, or should I say, see these 2 strands? It's time for a double trouble deal. We have got for you an incredible, there's just so much going on today. Absolutely exquisite deals like this. Now we are bringing you 2 strands, double trouble, double trouble. Ooh, ooh, yeah. It is your double trouble deal. You have here a real opportunity to, again, get that real sense of luxury to your designs without having to spend a fortune. One of the things about shell pearl is that there is that guarantee, that there is that absolute perfection in the shape and the formation. And for a lot of us, obviously, we embrace the natural form of the genuine gemstones, but sometimes what we do want is that exacting formula, that exacting finish to our designs. Very much depending on what you're trying to create.
It depends, depending on the design and depending on what your end goal is with that piece of jewellery or that accessory that you're making. You know, it depends on what gemstones you're going to choose. For me, shell pearls are brilliant for hair accessories. You know, where you are going to spray hairspray around, these aren't going to get damaged like they would a natural pearl would. Yes. So they're absolutely perfect for that. I also think these are really nice for like really summery days because they are more reflective than a pearl. So they don't have the luminosity of a pearl, but they have the mirror image reflections, and I think they look really beautiful when they're paired up against gemstones. That then they can really showcase their own style and their own performance.
And the thing is you've got a really classic stretchy bracelet on at the moment, and I mean, you've got it layered with 3 or 4 of the bracelets, but actually you've got one as your main feature size beaded bracelet. That could be the one alongside a number of different chained pieces, but this could be the one that really showcases all the other stack of bracelets that you have. You know, it's one of those, it's such a functional and wearable addition to your jewellery making. And I don't think that jewellery should be classified as functional, but it has to be practical and wearable, and the lightness of these shell pearls just makes it such an easy piece to wear, but also incredibly easy to design with. And I think that's very important, well, especially if you're just getting started. And if you are watching for the first time and you're thinking you'd like to get started with this elegance and grace, well, you could be making a whole host of pieces. But if you don't know what to make or how to make it, and perhaps you've never made jewellery before, well, the good news is the journey starts with us. We want to be part of your journey into jewellery making. This would be a great strand to start with, singularly,
really good.
but then you've got a double. So everything you've made, you can then make again for those people who go, oh, that's nice, and you go, yeah, I made it. And then you have the opportunity to make it for somebody else because you've got 2 strands. Now, we only have this quantity, and once it's gone, because of course it's a double trouble deal. But you could be making, and obviously this welcome pack comes free with your purchase. All you need to spend is £4.95, and once you spend £4.95 of this and you're a brand new buyer, this pack comes, and it comes fully laden. And the reason that I'm thinking that you could make a full suite of jewellery is because you get things like this, a project card that gives you step-by-step guidance, literally shows you how to start and how to finish making a lovely luxury necklace. And that necklace could be made up of just this one strand. So, but this is just an example of how you could make it, but actually in reality you can choose everything to be the ingredients. All you need to do is just follow the instructions and apply the instructions to this strand, and you've made yourself a cracking luxury necklace. However, because of how much you're getting on this double trouble, you could then take this project card and then make yourself a beautiful pair of drop earrings to match. So you then have the earrings and the necklace to match. But again, because you've got so much on these strands, you don't have to even stop there. What you could also do, and this is what's awesome about the next deal, this price tag that's not come in yet, this is what makes it even better. You could also, because you've got a double trouble deal, 2 lots of your shell pearl, you could finish off and make yourself a bracelet as well with the step-by-step instructions. And if you're thinking to yourself, but I don't normally follow these instructions very well, no bother, because you have a DVD. The wonderful Claire MacDonald will give you step-by-step instruction, free DVD that comes with the welcome pack. And then you go, oh, but I don't have the tools. No problem. The tools come free of charge with the welcome pack. Oh, but I don't have the findings to do everything that binds it together, all in the welcome pack. And all of this deal, if you're brand new, or perhaps if you're joining us for the first time, this is £8.95. You only need to spend £4.95 or more with us, and then you will get that welcome pack free of charge. If you've watched us before, if you're a jewellery maker and you're well, you don't need me to tell you, this is an audacious price point for so much jewellery to be made. But perhaps you do want to kind of backtrack, and maybe you have advanced into other mediums and you're now thinking, actually Vix, do you know what, I haven't made a classic pearl bracelet for ages. I'd love to do that, and the shell pearl's going to give me that freedom and that liberty to have the classic round, to give that lovely symmetry to the design. Actually Vix, do you know what, I've made a pair of lovely pearl earrings and I've lost one of them. Oh my goodness me, I've lost one of my pearl earrings. I'm done in. I'm gutted. So perhaps you want to make yourself something classic that you know, going to be cost effective. One of those shell pearls, just on a single drop, shepherd hook. You could do that because you know you can advance as much as you like. But sometimes the classics, the simple, beautiful, like the bracelets you're wearing today, very traditional, simple classic jewellery, so wearable.
Yeah, so wearable. And if you do sell your jewellery, or you are going to start selling your jewellery, I was saying yesterday, for every 1 piece of chainmail that I will sell 3 to 4 stretch bracelets.
Yeah.
You know, because they're so easy, because people pop them on. You know, you could charge, you would be able to get 4 bracelets out of that, and you'd use a minimal amount of your elastic that comes in the kit,
yeah.
in your welcome pack. You could charge £10 for them. £10. I charge £20 for mine because I put sterling silver jump rings in between them.
Nice.
Just to give that extra little thing.
Yeah,
if you
decent.
charge £10, you know, for 1 bracelet, you can wear one because you are your best advert.
Always.
Give one to your friend and then sell the other 2. You've made your money back.
Wow.
And you've got enough money to buy your next one. And that's how everybody starts. You know, you let it fuel itself, let it fund itself. You get to wear beautiful jewellery. Your friend gets to wear beautiful jewellery, and then you get to sell a little bit as well.
£8.95, and that's the thing. You know, putting that into perspective, it's £8.95, and it's the freedom and liberty to make jewellery that you can wear, even if you haven't got the opportunity to sell your jewellery, just to enjoy wearing it. And you know, just to let you know, this deal could match alongside another opportunity, and I'm just going to show you these if you do want to just make your jewellery go even further, because I mean, we're heading into the wedding season, and I think in some ways, I think the best thing is that within the wedding season, lots of people want great looking jewellery, but actually the moment you say wedding, the price of jewellery just skyrockets. But what you can do is use the right ingredients for yourself, make your own jewellery, and hey presto, you've made cracking looking jewellery with the luxury items, but you haven't had to pay that wedding price tag.
No, and that is true, because wedding jewellery can be hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
Yeah.
For something that you would see somewhere else that hasn't got that wedding tag to it for half the price. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And good on people for, you know, maximising their profit out of strands like that.
But I think also in the same sense, if you do want to do things with perhaps a personal touch, you can make your own jewellery and give that personal touch. You can, you know, this might be your wedding party, and you know, budget-wise, I tell you what, bridal jewellery. That could be the cost of perhaps, you know, 20 products from us, rather than just, you know, one jewellery piece. You have got here the loveliness of those pinks that then work with the white faceted shell pearl as well. These are 8mm. So again, that diversity of the 8mm to the 10mm, they would play very well together, wouldn't they, if you wanted to match them?
Yeah, really beautiful designs you could make with the two of them together.
And especially if you've made your portion packaging, you've just got that double trouble deal. You may as well get the other double. I've just been told that you are experiencing queues of at least 2 minutes on the phone lines. It is really busy today, so please do be patient with us. Look, we are hammering these prices to you. We're giving you everything we've got, and we are going to ask you to just be patient as you process your call. Now, if you are finding yourself holding the lines, it's a free phone number. You're investing your time, not your money, on those lines, and that really does make a difference to a lot of people, because I don't know about you, but I've rang a couple of things recently, and oh my goodness me, it came up on my phone after I'd put the phone down. It came up on my phone. It was my mobile phone, and my mobile phone normally does those calls for free. It came up, you've just been charged for that, and I was like, what? And I didn't realise they weren't free phone. So, you know, with us, it is a free phone number, 0800 numbers, free phone number from BT Landlines. And of course, I don't know about all mobiles, but most mobiles, but check your mobile plan to make sure that it's free of charge via that free phone number of 0800 644 655. Alternatively, of course, don't forget, probably the fastest way to get through to us and guarantee the deal is yours is going to JewelleryMaker.com. That's where you have access to all of our goodies, not just what we're putting to wear, but we've got a whole host of one-stop shop opportunities, and you'll see everything that we've got on today. You've got, of course, Burmese sapphire, absolutely flying out. The queues have been so massive since the start of the show, because we've obviously had that consistency of pre-orders as well as people buying the live show deals. We have our Burmese sapphire, today's must-have. The only other Burmese sapphire is over £60. Today, under 10. It's baffling. It's bewildering. It is genuinely one of those deals that you will not expect. I mean, you don't expect that level of... you just don't. I can't think of a time when I've ever suggested that Burmese sapphire could be under £10.
No, that is, doesn't even seem right that anything that sapphire could be under £10. Sapphire is it's one of the top 5, isn't it?
Of course.
It's one of the big 5.
And you've got the luxury of perhaps adding alongside, I mean, you've got those rich blues. Perhaps you want to do sapphire and pearls. You've got your shell pearl, faceted shell pearl here with those rounds. Oh, that would look very nice, wouldn't it? You could do like almost like a channel setting of the sapphires alongside your shell pearl. It's £8.95, already absolutely flying out. It is a free phone number. It is the web that you can join us on. And of course, what we do offer you is a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if anything you get isn't right for you, if it's not right because it's not the right size, or perhaps you've realised that you want something different, there's not a problem. send it back, your money goes back into your account. We offer you a no questions asked returns policy, so please do make the most of that 30-day money back guarantee. See the quality, experience what we can do, and we do acknowledge the fact, you know, getting started with us, it's almost like a leap of faith, isn't it? And what we want to do is give you that security of going, okay, take that leap of faith, but if it isn't right, not a problem, send it back, your money goes back into your account. Obviously, you can't break up the strand if you want to return it, but we do give you the liberty of returning if it's not right. £8.95, that's a double trouble, double trouble, double trouble, yeah. I need to probably work on that. I think I've done the double trouble deal. I need a new tune, don't I?
I don't mind it.
You don't mind that one? Oh, thanks, Kerry. That's quite nice. Kerry said that she doesn't mind that one. Thanks. Thanks.
I don't want to knock you down every time.
No, you knock me down quite a lot, so it's nice to keep me up. A bit like a skittle. You know, keep us standing for a while and then smash them down. Thanks. We have your vintage rose. I love the shade that you have got here, and it just does take me to bridal jewellery. It's got that elegance about it, this shade, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's very vintage. It's a real beautiful vintage colour, which with the trend of sort of like most weddings have like this vintage tea party kind of trend. It was a couple of years ago. It seems to be carrying on. These kind of very nice, like quaint colours are really, really big, and this looks beautiful with rose gold. It's a really beautiful feminine colour, this one.
Oh,
or
I think
equally with
rose
some of those
gold.
jump rings that you've got next to
You know the jump rings that we have? Can I show these alongside? Now, obviously these are coming up later on, but I wanted to show, in fact, I'm going to do this just so I can control, watch this. I'm going to just eke them out, just so you can see how they... Oh,
Really
oh, I
lovely.
like it when things like that happen. I like it when you see something, you go,
Yeah, that is a very, very nice combination. Beautiful.
That's, I like that one. Now, the thing is, as you said earlier on, you would be breaking up your jump rings with, breaking up your gem strand with your jump rings. You could do that with the larger and the smaller, couldn't you, with these jump rings?
Yeah, I'd probably use the 5mm, the smaller ones, so they sit just on the inside of those shell pearls.
Nice.
And they'd look beautiful. But you know, you could also then attach some Mobius rings into there with their larger jump rings as well. It would look beautiful.
I did have a little bit of a double take there. I'm sure I saw a £9.95, and then we have taken it to match the pricing. This is to match the price tag. Computer wanted £9.95. We're like, no, we will match the price. We will make those phone lines even busier tonight. £8.95 is all you pay. I'm sure the call centre are absolutely working their socks off to process your call. I know they're a fantastic team. I mean, I work alongside them on a day-to-day basis. I see our call centre every other day. They're such a fab team. Always working hard. I will just say, if you find yourself holding on the lines, I'll guarantee that they will be working their socks off to make sure that they answer your call as fast as they possibly can. They are wondrous. So please, and if you've not experienced this before, if you've not experienced our customer service before, please do give us a go. Try us out, see what we're made of. If it isn't right for you, send the things back. But all I would say is that, the journey of jewellery making can start when you want it to be. You might already be a jewellery maker, but this is the first time you've actually met us as a business. Now, we have been part of the jewellery making trade for, gosh, how long have we been on air for? Eight years?
8 years in May.
8 years in May we have, and the good thing is that I think we've really honed our craft in terms of being that one-stop shop for all of your jewellery making needs. We've got these luxury strands, we've got fantastic findings like the jump rings you're going to get later on, like you've got the opportunity to get chains, you've got the opportunity to get tools. You've got so much potential to really get hold of something special and transform your jewellery making, and we want to give you that liberty, we want to give you that opportunity, and we can only do that if you give us a try. Let us show you what we're made of, and I do want us to just be very clear. One of the nicest things about working here is that there is also a sense of, if there's something that you haven't seen that you'd really like, if you're perhaps already a jewellery maker and you've watched for a few days and you go, but do they do? Go to JewelleryMaker.com, have a look and see our stock list. You'll see everything in our inventory. If there isn't something there that you need, right, all you need to do is contact us. We are a business that always wants to be responsive to the people that want what they want, and we want to be make sure that we're providing it. So, you know, a bit like with Fleur coming and knocking on our product team door and just going, right, this is what I'd like and I'd like this. We should always do our very best to buy. Sometimes it's not going to happen straight away, you know, we're not magicians. However, a lot of the time we have great connections which will get what we want or get what you want. So always keep in touch with us. And for those who have joined us for, you know, nearly 8 years, if you haven't seen something for ages, you know, something that I offered you 7 years ago, I mean, that's pre my son. I'm just thinking, goodness me, I can't even remember my life without my Zach. And then I've had another one since then, and I had one before. I mean, but I can't even think, you know, if there's anything that we've done all those years ago that you haven't seen for many, many years, get in touch with us. We'll always be responsive. We always want to be providing you with everything you want and more. So always be in touch with us, because that's the way we grow, and hopefully that's how we keep moving on and giving you your everything. You are my everything. Right, we have got a huge opportunity next, and I love the fact that we have made a real name for ourselves here at JM for a very, very impressive chain collection. The chains that we provide to you for the prices that we can do really are testament to why you do join us and why you do trust us. This though, this is no ordinary chain offer. How do you fancy 4 chains in one mega deal? Let's make it happen. Oh. Four chains for one price tag. Now, the thing is that with this kind of opportunity, oh, it's an open chain as well. Oh,
they're my favourite ones.
I love these chains.
These are perfect for chainmail.
Are they?
Yeah, because you can do
because you got the link already.
Yeah. So you just do your small section of chainmail with your precious metal, and they look amazing.
I bet you can make a fortune out of those chains. Ooh, oh, I can see a glitter in our Fleur's eyes. Okay, these are not going to hang around. This is your star buy. We are absolutely boundary breaking on our prices individually. But just as you know from us, the bigger the quantity, the lower the price tag. Not such a big quantity, but guaranteeing a low price anyway. You see, one of the things that you know from us is that we essentially want to give you a trade price at a retail environment. You know, that's why you've just got the double trouble deal at £8.95. Essentially, that's a trade quantity, and then we put it into a retail environment. That's what you're about to get. You're about to get a trade price on chains. You have got 4 variant chains. Now, 3 of them are your closed chains. 1 of them is an open chain where you can add, as Fleur so rightly says, an additional detail perhaps to the actual opening. I'll show you here. So the clasp sits at the nape of the neck as normal. So that would be your bolt ring clasp, Pammy, your lobster claw clasp. And then if I just drop it down so it would come to the front of the neck, and then you could add anything you want. And I think, as you can see there, if I just open it up, you could have some beautiful chainmail perhaps. We've just seen the jump rings that are coming, maybe some nice chainmail. Perhaps you've got a pendant that you want to have that open setting rather than a closed setting. You've got that. So that's chain number 1, but then you've got a trace chain, easy for me to say, which is a closed chain. So it's literally, you would add on your pendant to your chain like so. You would just add it on as you would perhaps opening the gate, closing the gate of the jump ring, or alternatively adding in that bail and slipping it on to the top of the actual chain itself. That continues with 2 further chains, and you can see there the curb chain that you have there. Nice thick curb chain. Look at that. That's a beauty, isn't it? Lovely detail. And your Panzer curb chain to top it off. This one here, this is your Spiga, and your Spiga, sometimes known as your wheat chain. And those of you who've heard of wheat chains, you know that the reason that they call that is because they're essentially, you know, a wheat head, how it's kind of almost like wrapped in between it, and that they almost like kind of do that. Very poor example, but kind of like that. That's essentially what's happening. It's a wrapping weave. It's called the wheat chain, sometimes Spiga. You can choose either of them, but they both mean exactly the same thing. So you have 4 variant chains, from curb chains to trace chains to your Spiga to your Panzer. You've got all 4 for one price tag. I promise you, when you see the price tag and you divide it by 4, it makes absolutely no sense at all. No sense. Because if you say under £10, you'd think, well, that's £40, right? Because it's £9.95, so it's going to be that's less than £6.66. Is that right? £6.66? No. £6.50. £6.24. Thank you. £6.24 is all you pay.
I have my nails done, and the lady charges me £20 to have my nails done. And she said to me, she was, "Oh, you make jewellery, can you get me a chain for a pendant that she had?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, no problem." She said, "Well, I'll tell you what, don't pay me for the nails and get me a chain." I was like, "No, I could get you a chain," because obviously
Yeah,
I didn't want to,
make an effort,
friends or
yeah.
anything. And I said no, and she couldn't believe that I could get a chain, a thick, substantial chain, for the money that I was telling her. She thought that £20 would be like a very, very fine,
like trace
chain that, you know, disappears when you wear it. And she couldn't believe that you could actually get a chain for that. And I then looked down the high street, and it's, you know, you are looking
incredible.
at that kind of money.
And a lot of the times, if you see like the less than £20 price tag, you have to check, because a lot of the time, I said to Peter, "Oh, that's a good chain, isn't it?" And it wasn't until I got really close, silver plated,
yeah.
And I was like, because they had me, they totally had me.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, well, I know my jewellery, I know my silver, I know what I'm looking for. But if you didn't know, and you saw £20 and you saw that nice thick chain, and you're thinking you're getting solid sterling silver for £20, you think you're getting a cracking offer.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm sure it is a good offer if you put it into perspective. Actually, I think we're in this JM bubble that then says £20 is a ridiculous price, because it would be too expensive for one chain, because we've now given you the perspective that says we can give you solid luxury curb chains, Panzer chains, we can give you Spiga chains, we can give you all of the freedom of wearing great looking sterling silver chains, and yet we do £24.95 for all 4. And that's where I think we've got to be very careful, because actually it is a JM bubble. It's not your average price point. You know, like your nail lady, the reality is that she probably has the perspective of most of the people that the price of a sterling silver chain is not going to be £6.24.
No. I don't think anybody would think that. I don't even think people watching would think that you could get a beautiful, substantial chains for that kind of money.
No, exactly. Now then, we do have some lovely clasps coming your way as well. Is this them here? Oh, I love these. I've never seen these before. Oh, I like these. Ooh.
Oh, I've worked with all of these. They're lovely.
Ooh.
They're very nice.
Oh, I like these a lot. You have got here. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe they are delightful. So you've got here, I mean, how many in total are you getting? Those hearts are pretty, aren't they? 3, 6, 9, 12, 16? That sounds like a bit of an odd quantity, doesn't it? Is there 16? Am I counting it wrong? Hang on. 2, 3, 6, 9. It is 16. Is it me, or is that a really odd quantity? Ben is just counting 7.
15.
15. Oh, it is 15. I've counted that 4 times, and it's only the 4th time that I've realised that I made it 16 instead of 50. That is distressing, isn't it? If my children are watching right now, that's not how you do your 3 times table. I'm just going to show you those gorgeous heart-shaped clasp. So these are all variant types of clasp. You've got a box clasp, you've got an infinity clasp, you've got these glorious heart. I love those.
Pretty, aren't they?
I mean, does that not say to you a little bit of a boutique jewellery on Central Park corner that you'd like to have breakfast at?
Boxes, yeah.
Very pretty blue boxes.
Yeah, very pretty
yes.
blue, yeah.
$14.95. They're awesome. We'll have more of them, won't we? Yeah, I'll be adding more of those to my order. Thank you very much. Congratulations, you got those. I thought that was fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Now, we'll just quickly nip in one more deal. Now, don't forget, next hour, if you like your jump rings, if you want to be inspired by chainmail, we got it all going on. And I will promise you one thing, right? We have even had a special video thingamajiggy bug made. Now these are called bugs. See this little graphic here? That's called a bug. It's a technological word. Bug. But we've had special back graphics designed especially for this next hour. How exciting is that? Very exciting. But before that, let's bring you some beautiful Rutal Quartz graduated irregular rough cubes that you have here. And amazing. A beautiful 5x7mm. Just like the tumbling effect. Natural tumbling. They're £2.95. Amazing, an incredible deal. I would break those up with some more of those little jump rings, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Or I would use these with the bare copper, with some bare copper wire, or you know, bare copper sheet, bare copper jump rings, and have a really nice sort of like a real earthy tone to it, because they almost look like they've got like the fire colours coming through them. They're beautiful.
And texturing like this, like natural texturing, is so crucial, isn't it?
It is.
These days, you know, you can talk about your biggest jewellery houses, and they're, you know, the ones that you think would be like really razzmatazz, sparkling, nope, they're stepping away. They're using muted gemstones, natural stones. They're cabochons. They're rather than faceted. They're using, you know, your stones like turquoise and chrysocollars. They're using individual stones, but they're also using very much nature's beauty in their designs. And that's what you've got here, nature's beauty. You could play with them with the gold. If you can see there, we've got a fantastic deal on those jump rings coming up. And it is going to be a mega jump ring bonanza the next hour. But don't forget, straight after the break, we're talking Australian opal, one of the most in-demand gemstones of the moment, and we are going to bring you a deal that will put your jaw to the floor. You can't miss out. Straight after this.
The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker Studio, Ivy House, Henley Road, Studley, B80 7DU, and make sure you don't forget your customer number. Get making and good luck. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Did you know that when you book a Jewellery Maker workshop, you're given exclusive access to our Jewellery Maker shop? You can browse through special items and offers, be privy to selected discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Shop whilst you learn and grab yourself some amazing offers. For more information on workshops and available dates, contact our call centre. Our brand new Get Started with Jewellery Maker page has been created to provide help and guidance for jewellery making newbies. If you need design suggestions, hints and tips, or help with perfecting your jewellery designs, we're here to help. Head over to facebook.com/getstartedwithjm, where our talented in-house designers are happy to answer your jewellery making questions, offer inspiration, and get you started in your jewellery making journey. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
At Jewellery Maker, we are always looking at ways to provide you with a fantastic shopping experience. With this in mind, we'd like to welcome you to our new pre-order option. Selected items throughout the day will be put on display and made available for pre-order. When the presenter informs you that the pre-order service is available on an item, this is your chance to pop it into your online basket or speak to one of our brilliant call centre team members and be one of the first to secure your purchase.
You can now book Jewellery Maker workshops online. Just head over to our Jewellery Maker website and click on the workshop link. We have a wide range of workshops from beginner to intermediate, covering a variety of mediums. Once you've found a workshop you would like to attend, simply click on the Book Now button, fill in the required fields, and then press Continue. This will take you through to the payment page. If you have any questions, you can contact our workshop coordinator at any time by emailing workshop@jewellerymaker.com. We look forward to seeing you. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Okay, this is an absolute, and in the break we've just gone, that is a cracking sample. I mean, this is a beautiful way to show you what Kuba PD or South Australian opal can be. I mean, we are talking about Australian opal now. We're talking about probably the most in-demand location for opal. See, the thing is Ethiopia is probably for most traders the place to turn to for opal, simply because it's bringing out some of the finest opalescence and it's bringing out enough to be able to trade in. However, that does not take away from the fact that actually the market adores and truly covets Australian, especially South Australian opal. And we're talking about the likes of Boulder opal, we're talking about Lightning Ridge, we're talking about Kuba PD. Now, Kuba PD is probably the heart. It's known as the opal capital, Kuba PD, and the Kuba PD Miners Association. A fantastic gentleman, and I have to say it's fascinating because I know people who know this guy very, very well, and how the quote is, and I will show you the quote. What the quote is actually verbatim how he would talk all the time. And his name's John Dunstan, and John Dunstan is the Miners Association in Kuba PD. He's one of the vice president. I think he's the president. He's either the vice president or the president. And essentially, the news article that I'm about to show you tells you essentially. Oh, hang on, we're just trying to find it. It essentially is revealing that the demand on this location, that's Australian opal, is in such excess that they cannot keep up, not even to a percentage, the demand that's happening. And it's in particular with the Chinese and the Asian market. Now, our demand here in Europe and in the US has always been of a want for especially Kuba PD, South Australian opal. However, the Asian and the Chinese market have suddenly pounced on the demand of this stone, and it is just not available. The balance, or the imbalance between demand and supply is so outstripped. I mean, totally outstripped, to the point where John Dunstan has said they are providing probably about 1 million of the percentage of the ratio coming out of the ground. They need 200 to 300 million.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's the demand to the ratio of what's coming out of the ground. It's a hugely impossible stone to get hold of in large quantities. To now the point where the Asian and the especially the Chinese traders are actually giving them money before the gemstone comes from the ground. They are pre-ordering them so that they... Now, hang on a minute. You're pre-ordering something that doesn't even exist. That's what's happening. What they're saying is, if you find a gemstone, I'm already buying it because my money's already on the table. Now, can you think of anything else that you would do that with? Can you think of anything that you would put your money, and I'm talking serious money here because it's trade money on the table before you even know whether it's the thing that you want, whether it's, I mean, that's like saying, I'd like a car, I'm going to put my money down and have a car. Now, you'd either get a Ferrari or you'd get you know, something of a lesser quality.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah,
know
you don't
what you're
know.
going to get.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And yet your money's on the table because you want that car. And that wouldn't happen. And what I'm going to show you is a news article, and you'll see here the headline. It says, Opal miners struggling to meet Asian demand as buyers just about beg for Australian stones. Now, then when you read the rest of the article, you'll hear what John Dunstan has to say. And as I say, because I've got friends who are actually buying this gemstone and went out to Australia to source it direct with John, who, as I say, Coober Pedy is the mining central location for this kind of opal. And literally, the phone calls were going off in the background as they were trying to sort, and they was just dealing with people going, I want to buy an opal that doesn't even exist. And you'll see the rest of the article. And there's a little headline there. Can you see? India and China are buying heaps of opal. This is John, and this is how I could try and do his accent. India and China are buying heaps. No, I can't do it, can I? Heaps of. I can't. Oh, he's so desperately going to try that. That is just poor show. India and China are buying heaps of opal. They're just about begging for it, and we can't find it. Now that report, that happened in 2015. That was July 2015. That news report came out. I know buyers who have gone out there in 2017. And it was probably about back end of 2017, right? And when you think about even just the journey, if they can't find it in 2015, and they're saying categorically the dealers are putting money down in 2017. Where are we going to be in 2018 when it's already so restricted? I'm going to tell you now, if I told any trader, if I told any dealer what I am about to do on price tag, they wouldn't believe me. If I spoke to John Dunstan, I probably could ring him, to be honest. I probably could ring him and say, John, what would you say to this deal? I will pretty much guarantee, yeah, John Dunstan, Coober Pedy Miners Association Vice President. Yeah. So if we spoke to, I can pretty much guarantee he would say that this is an impossible deal to secure. He would say that the likelihood is that this is going to be probably a parcel that was secured hundreds of years, maybe 50 years ago, that's been sat into a vault somewhere and it's just come to trade like this. Because this is not a gemstone that's coming from the ground in any way, shape or form in the potential of opportunity that we are about to do. And please do your own research on Australian opal. Please go and find out the price tag you would be paying for this grade of stone. And if we get a nice close-up, you'll see there is some great opalescence, some fantastic qualities coming through. You can see there the light just playing on the colours, absolutely fabulously. That's not even a word, but I'm making it up, especially for this strand. Fabulously. That's what you've got here. All of that. I mean, look at that. I mean, look at the pinks and purples coming off the opalescence there. I've got greens and blues coming from here. Every colour. Look at that ocean green from here. Lots and lots of luxury in this design. Right, are you ready to guess the price tag? Are you ready to guarantee the deal is yours? Because you will not guess the price tag. The full strand. Just think about that report. People are begging for this gemstone, and we... £4.95 is all you pay. I will absolutely categorically say this is beyond your expectancy of price deal on this grade of gemstone. Australian opal, the luxury. Now obviously get your certificate of authenticity. It'll guarantee that the location is Australia, and I would say to you this is South Australia because of the quality that you see in the opalescence and the colourway that you have here. And if you've got that location, whether it be Coober Pedy, Lightning Ridge, whether it be Boulder Oak, it doesn't matter where you're buying it from in South Australia, they're all the same. They're all struggling. They're all always, it's I mean it has to fly out at £4.95. If it doesn't fly out, then I'm genuinely I'm going to eat my own hat, because not that I've bought a hat today, I bought a little muff. You've got here £4. You know, one of those little, you know, hat muffs. Yeah, little, like, yeah, but it goes round your head like that.
Oh, like a headband.
Yeah, like headband, head muff.
Head muff.
We call them head muffs. £4.95 is all you pay. An Australian opal luxury opportunity. You only have to do a tiny amount of research to then work out that this is not your everyday deal. This is not your everyday opportunity. £4.95. Think about what £5 is on a normal day-to-day basis. What £5 translates to these days is very little. You're getting a huge amount of opportunity here. And I've no doubt, and I'll put it absolutely out there, if I went to the trade these days with this offer, I would guarantee I would expect to get more money to trade than I am in the retail environment right now. That's how good this offer is. That's how close I am to saying, do you know what, let's pull it and let's just go back to trade and resell it, because I reckon we would make more money in the retail of the trade. If we went to Australia right now and said to John, let's see what we'd get, you know, to the Chinese nation market on this kind of opportunity, I'd hate to guess what would happen. But you've read the article yourself. Do a little bit of research. You know, I always encourage that. I mean, I spend a lot of time researching because it's part of my job, it's part of my passion, but I would always encourage, for those of you who are watching, do your research, find out what's happening in the gem trade, find out, you know, the implications of location sourcing gemstones. You know, we'll be talking about with an amazing aquamarine later on. I mean, I've got an extraordinary deal coming up and I haven't even got to tell you about it yet. We haven't even had a chance to talk about it, but we have got for you Santa Maria Africana aquamarine. First ever time we've got your Santa Maria Africana, and it's from Mozambique, which is therefore, I mean, whether it's either going to be from Mozambique or Zambia that you'll talk about that level of quality, and we are going Mozambique. Now, part of me looked at it and went, is that Nampula? Because Nampula is one of your elevations of world class, but it's your Santa Maria Africana, which has got that Santa Maria tone, which is of course a Brazilian deposit that is now no longer bringing out anything of what it used to, and the Santa Maria has got the highest kudos of colour. You've got Santa Maria Africana aquamarine coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, and if you've not seen it before, tell you what, you won't want to miss it. It's exquisite. Oh, and of course, for those of you who've just tuned in and you don't know about what's happening with today's must-have, today's must-have is ridiculous. The only Burmese sapphire in our vaults right now in a single strand is £60+. That's the only strand that there is. And we're doing a full strand of Burmese sapphire under £10. Under £10 for Burmese sapphire. One strand, one sellout deal, one opportunity. I don't want you to miss out on this one. I can tell you we started with 240 something, I think it was, 248. I thought it was 247, but it's 448. We have less than 200, of course. Pre-order is absolutely going for it, and I haven't even mentioned it in the last maybe 45 minutes. And just by mentioning it, the phone lines have gone absolutely crazy again. Burmese sapphire available for under £10. And if you don't, I mean, think about it, you could buy 6 strands for the price of one strand.
Yeah, yeah. And it would look lovely with this, you know. It would look beautiful.
The blues with that gorgeous quality of and obviously the opalescent blue that you get. £4.95. I mean, that means you could get Burmese sapphire, an Australian opal for under £15.
That's the kind of jewellery that you would see in a boutique jeweller's. Those two tags that go with those two gemstones.
Yes, and then what would be the price tag? Yeah, let's not even guess.
No, and you can make your own.
Awesome.
Your own beautiful piece.
Awesome. Stay on the lines for your Australian opal. It's there available while we've got stocks lasting. Congratulations if you have been successful. Now then, this is a bit of a jump ring triumph, isn't it?
There's quite a lot there, isn't there?
There is quite a lot. It is a bundle and a half. Go very nice with the opal actually, because you've got loads of opalescent colours there, including those which would go nicely with the I'm going to leave that out actually. You've got a mega combination. Now this is, do we have the bug? Do we have the special thing that we... Is that an O? Do we not even have it on the slide? No, I haven't even got a slide. We asked for a very special jump ring slide to be made. We even had a really good idea. Do you know what we had the idea of? jump ring for joy.
Ah,
That's brilliant, isn't it?
now
That's really good, isn't it? Jump ring for joy.
Oh.
Technology, honestly. Me and technology are going to fall out. That's all I'm going to say. We have got for you a fantastic jump ring deal, and you really will be jump ring for joying. Yes, we have got the loveliness. This is an epic combination.
It is, yeah. You've got so many different sizes and colours, all that work together, or you can work them separately. They're just beautiful.
So you've got different sizes of the same colours coming through with the powder blues, and then you've got the same. You've got the different gauges within the purples. That's a lovely shade of purple, isn't it?
Grapes are gorgeous.
Great, yeah, grape. It is grape. I make it sound so stylish. Grape. Then you've got your gorgeous baby pinks. Now these are the ones that would go very nicely if you got the shell pearl earlier on. And let's go to the matte again, and let's bring you some of these jade greens. Top it off. Let's just push that one to one side, and I'm just going to bring out your opal. Look, 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 look. That would go exactly with the opal. And if I pulled out the whole of this opal, you've actually got all the colours that are of the opalescence in all of these jump rings. If you're going to get, or if you have already secured the Australian opal, my 100% recommendation is get these jump rings, because they're going to go great in terms of colour combination. Right, you've got here, and I'm just showing you the colourways, you've actually got a mega combination, because you've got 3 different gauges of the blues. You have 2 different gauges of the pinks, 1 gauge of the green. You've got, oh, I don't even know how I'm going to do this. You've got 2 lots of gauges for your purples, grapes, and then you've got 1 with your cream. All of these in one mega jump ring bonanza deal. So it's in total 9 variant jump rings. I'll give you the gauges so I know that I've given you the bit of the housekeeping that's important. So the grape, you've got 6 and 9s. So that's those. And those are 6 and 9s. And I'm going to drop them out. I'm just going to show you the different sizes, because I think it's important to show this. I'll try not to get them mixed up, but I do want to show you the different sizes. It's important. So that's 6, and that's the 9s. Okay, so that's your 6 and 9s of your grape. Okay, so that's number 1, 6 and 9. Can you remember the song 3, 6, 9, the juice grant line, the monkey chew tobacco?
So is it Bananarama?
Was it banana?
Yeah.
Clap, clap.
Oh, no, I don't know. It might be.
Actually,
Yeah,
was
I think
it?
It was Bananarama.
My mama told me. Anyway, was it not the person who sang Hey Mickey, yes I found? No, maybe not.
No.
Thanks, Ben. Oh, got a little bit of movement going on there. Oh, yes. Take a look. So you've got 3 variants of your blues. Now, your blues, let's start out. Pastel blue, they're classified as 5s, 6s and 7s. So let me show you the 5. And then I'm going to hold up the 6 so you can see the variant. And then I'm going to hold up the 7. Okay? So you've got 5s, 6s and 7s. This is a great mix, isn't it?
It is, and all these are your inner diameter jump rings. So if you want to make your outside diameter, you add 2 millimetres, because they're all made on 1 millimetre wire. So which is quite important for when you're doing chainmail, because our traditional jump rings that we do are made on the outside diameter rather than the inside diameter. So
But these are in?
These are inside diameters, so it means we've
good
got an
job you told
extra
me that.
size.
Oh, that's excellent.
We've got a new size that that we didn't have before these coloured jump rings came in.
Oh, I like that. Okay, so we've got an additional size. So you've got there, so I've showed you the blues. You've got 3 variants, 5, 6 and 7 in the blues. Then you've got 2 sizes in the grapes, 1 size in the cream, and this is your white pastel cream, which are the 5mm, and you're getting 200 of these. Plus we're topping up with a further duo of the baby pinks. I'll show you the larger. There we go, look at those, they look the same. Let me just check. Pink colour, 6mm and 7mm, that's why, because they're very close in size. 6mm and 7mm, I'm holding the 7, and then you can see the 6 is in my fingers. So that's the 7, and this is the 6. And then, finally, love the shade of this green, and this is your sea green, and these are all silver-plated wire with the copper open jumping. There's 6mm within the size. So, you've got, in total, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So you've got, am I right in saying, you've got over, Have you got over 1,000?
Yeah, they're all
200,
200 apart from the
600.
9mm.
So that's the 9mm is that one, isn't
one,
it?
yeah.
So 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000, 1,200, 1,600, 1,800. And then how many of these do you get?
100.
1,900 jump rings. I'm actually doing 1,900 jump rings. For what? For under £30. I'm doing 1,900 jump rings for 29 night. Right, go, because look at the jewellery that you could, and I'm wearing some. I know you've all been asking about what am I wearing. This is the jewellery that you could be making. That's a gorgeous bracelet.
And that bracelet, I would sell that bracelet for £30–35.
Sure, you literally, your quid's in.
Yeah.
The moment you get these jump rings, your quid's in anyway, aren't you?
That's it, and that's only used half a packet of the sea green.
So I could make 2 bracelets out of one. Wow. Yeah. And look at that combination of the baby pinks with then those grapes.
That's the one that we're going to do for the demonstration.
That's awesome. That's almost a cuff style bracelet because it's got that lovely wide big girth. Yeah. That's the way to describe it, but that's the word I've chosen. You've then got I love the cream and the blue together. That's my combo. I love that combination.
That is your white shirt and jeans.
Exactly.
Blue jeans bracelet, that combination. It's lovely. I thought of it as like quite a Wedgwoody kind of look to them.
I was thinking when I get my boat.
Yes, when you get your boat. Yes.
And if my husband heard that, genuinely he would probably like do some kind of little skip. He'd do a little leprechaun jump because he would think, oh, because he's honestly, I mean genuinely, what planet is he on? Let's think about getting a boat. Let's not. That's it. Let's just not, darling. There's not one part of me that's interested in that. And then you've got, look at the size of those gorgeous 9mm.
They are. They make really beautiful statement chains, which, I mean, that's a very simple necklace to put together, but it creates this really beautiful statement look. 1,900
jump rings for a rock bottom £29.95. Okay, that is absolutely flying out, rightly so. Because the thing is we're talking about chainmail, or we're showing chainmail. You can see it on my neckline as well. But we're showing chainmail. But actually, jump rings are probably one of the most practical elements to jewellery making. Yeah. Because if you're wanting to finish a piece of jewellery, you probably can't finish a piece without a jump ring or two. If you want to get a simple setting against for a pendant, you can't do it without a chainmail. A jump ring. Yeah. They are essentials.
Yeah, they're a mechanic towards your jewellery.
And so there is that element of just going, okay, well, if you want to add a little bit of interest in the mechanical qualities of your jewellery, if you're braiding or you're perhaps weaving with these with threads or cords, or you're working with just gemstones, but you want to give that fusion or maybe a mix of metal finish, you can do that with jump rings and change the look of your jewellery like that. Straight up to your second part that we have. I mean, they're just matching, aren't they, essentially, the colourways? Yeah. I mean, you've got those beautiful shades of purples and lilacs, then you've got your ocean blues, and to finish it off you've got your labradorite. So this is just harmonising with all of those jump rings, this combination. Lavender opal, I love lavender opal, and I'm just going to pop this out the way so I can show you. You always think gemstones have got to be against the skin because that's where you're going to wear them, that's where they belong. You know, when you're making your jewellery, I always say, you know, if you're making it and you put it onto a jewellery bust, right, don't leave it there. Before you finish your jewellery piece off, put it on your neckline, put it on your wrist, put it in your ear, because that's when you really see the gemstones at their best, against the skin, moving against the ear, on the neckline. You know, it looks lovely on a jeweller's bust, but I always think it comes to life. It's not how it's designed. It's designed to be worn.
Yeah, it's designed to curve with the curvature and undulations of your, wherever you're wearing it.
Yeah, exactly. You have got here the luxury of labradorite, your lavender opal, and your aquamarine. Love those aquamarine. They're fabulous, aren't they? Beautiful powder blues from your aquamarine rounds. I mean, I could just see just a classic bracelet on its own, give or take it, maybe breaking up by a jump ring or two, maybe. But actually, in all honesty, I could just wear that bracelet on its own, just a stretchy bracelet, and I'd be very, very happy. Maybe with a nice silver clasp or a nice silver charm, just to add a little bit of additional detail. And of course, it's March's birthstone as well, isn't it?
It is.
March's birthstone, bless you, Ben. You've got here, no, you're welcome. You've got here March's birthstone. So if you are one who likes to create jewellery for birthday presents, March is marching forward, isn't it? It's only, how many days are we away from March?
It's Thursday the 1st.
2 days from March. How did that happen? Okay, so if you want March's birthstone, then you've got it. And you've got it all alongside opal and labradorite for £24.95. Huge congratulations. That aquamarine. And we do have some extra special aquamarine to go alongside that strand, because of course we've got your Santa Maria Africana aquamarine coming your way later on. You won't guess the price tag. Tonight is not the night to guess prices. Don't forget Burmese sapphire coming up under £10. Now then, you are going to show us how to do this cuff style bracelet.
Yeah, so I'll take it up in a second so I can really show you how it moves. It's called Kinged Viperbarius.
Of course it is.
And a Viperbarius is a common adder. So you know how an adder has markings of it's like diamond markings on its back?
Truthfully, no, because I don't really want to get that close to an adder to even have or a viper. I've no interest in getting that close to have a look at their markings.
Well, basically, adders have like diamond formations on their back. Yeah. So you can see that with the purple jump rings that they actually go like some face outwards and some face inwards. So it's a really beautiful pattern to actually create. It is a little bit of one that you have to think about, because every other sort of like 2 rows it changes, but it only changes twice. There's only 2 sort of like patterns to it.
Okay.
But if I can just take that off of there.
So is it double-sided? So if you flipped it over, does it look
exactly
the same?
Yeah, so it's exactly the same on one side. And it takes quite a lot of jump rings. It does take about, you'd be looking at about 300 jump rings to create this, which is why I've done it in the 2 colours. But like most chainmail, it looks beautiful when it's done in 2 colours, because you can see the 3D depth to it, and you can also see this beautiful pattern that's come in.
What size are we talking about?
So we're looking at the 6mm jump rings, which is the 6mm inner diameter jump rings, which is our new size because it creates an 8mm.
Okay. So we want from this pack.
Yep.
We want to take the 6
the 6mm, and you've got 4 different sizes, 4 different colours of your 6mm. So I chose the pink and the purple to go together.
Yep.
But equally the blue and that sea green would have looked beautiful together as well.
That together,
yeah, that would look beautiful. So you've got plenty of jump rings in there to actually sort of like choose your pattern, or to make it a multiple coloured pattern,
design
piece.
Okay.
Right. So I'll just put that one back. So what we're going to do is that the core of this chainmail weave is a 2-in-2 chain. So I've just started making my 2-in-2 chain here, but what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 open jump ring, and we're going to go through, in this instance, the very last jump ring. Now, if you can see, when I started this chain, I did put a little piece of wire on there just to act as a handle, and it also just helps just to hold that as well and just to turn it around, because with this weave, we do turn it around quite a lot. I will be creating it flat, so it is quite a nice weave to create flat. You don't have to hold it up and sort of like spin it around if you don't want to.
Okay.
So I've got my 1 open jump ring. I'm going to place 2 closed jump rings onto there. So there's lots of ways to make a 2-in-2 chain. You can open all your jump rings and just keep linking them in till you get that desired look. But if I just hold that chain out now, you can see that I've got 1 single jump ring where it needs to be doubled. So all I'm going to do is go back through the very first pair and then just fold it over to the 3rd pair, and that will then double up that 2nd pair as well. But
so, when I see even just that makes me go, oh, that's really clever, because I would have just put 2 jump rings on and then 2 jump rings on.
You can do that. It's just that it can be sometimes a little bit quicker if you've got some pre-closed jump rings that you can just add into this.
Okay.
So again, I'm just going to put my 1 single jump ring with my 2 closed jump rings on there, and then just to double that one up, just go through the very last pair and through the 3rd pair from the bottom, if you like, and then close. So I've now got a chain of 2-in-2. Now with this weave, you do need to make this chain twice as long as your finished bracelet, but you can add in as you're going. So if you get to a point where you think, oh, I've not got enough of my initial chain to carry on, you just add on to the bottom. That's no problem at all. Right, I'm going to use some different colours just to show you how to create that inside and outside, those angles that you're going to get. It is quite, like I say, it's quite a simple weave, but it is quite a methodical weave, as in you have to try and remember what row you're on. But the more you do this weave, the more you will recognise which row you're on straight away. And it's one of those weaves where it sounds a bit silly, but when it's in front of you and you're actually looking at it, making it yourself, it makes sense.
It's much easier that way.
It's much easier. So if it seems a little bit like, oh, I wouldn't be able to do that, have a go at it, because it's one of those ones where, you know, you just have a go and see how you get on. So the first move that we're going to do, I'm just going to hold this chain nice and taut so you can see. Now, my jump rings are a lot bigger than the ones that you're going to be using, so I do have to try and hold it in a way that you can see it. I'm going to take my first open jump ring. Now, can you see that pairs number 1 and number 3 are portrait, so they're facing me, and number 2 is flat, okay? So I'm going to take my first open jump ring and I'm going to go through pair number 3. I'm now going to turn this weave, which is where the handle comes in. I'm going to turn it till it won't turn anymore, because number 2 pair's stopping it going any further. Can you see that it won't actually turn anymore? So at that point, I'm going to then pop it into the first pair. So I'm just going to lift it up and put it into the first pair. So it's just connected number 3 and number 1 pairs together. So I'll do that again. So I'm going to pop that through. When it's in its portrait sort of like formation, so it's facing you, turn till it won't go anymore because that second jump ring pair is in the way, and go through. Now this is called kinged Viperarius, and the reason why it's called kinged, and what kinged means, is it means double. So in chainmail terms, it just means double, which is why we've made it 2 into. They could have just used that word, though, couldn't they? Double Viper.
Double Viper.
Yeah,
I mean, it would have helped.
They need to make it a lot more difficult.
No, never noticed that, did you?
So again, I'm just going to double this jump ring up. So I'm literally following the same path as what the first one went, making sure they sit side by side, that they're not crossing over at all.
So you're doing everything to the double?
Everything's doubled,
Kinged.
Kinged. That's it, or doubled. So what I'm going to do now is, I've done this side, so I'm working on my right hand side because that's my preferred side, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn it over so that's on my non-dominant side now. So you can see it's on my side that I'm actually holding, so it's on this right hand side. I'm now going to take my next open jump ring. Now can you see how the second pair are now sort of like forced themselves into they're away from the chain, if you like. So they're starting to show me where they want to go. So this pair here are going to fold by the side and sit by the side, but the way we do it is we go through that fourth pair this time, because that's the first pair of jump rings that are free from any other jump rings that we've just added. Okay, and I'm now going to turn the weave. I don't need to turn it very far because it's already starting to lock into place. And I'm going to go through number 2 pair.
4 to 2.
That's it. And I'm just going to double that one up.
I think you'll find you're going to king that.
I'm going to king it. So I've now got this little section here. Now this little section by itself is called double cloud cover. So that is what you would know as double cloud cover. But it's always the start of your kinged Viperarius, or your single Viperarius if you're using just the one jump ring. Okay, so I've worked on this side now. So what I'm going to do now is turn that over. So that's now on my non-dominant side, and now look down my chain to my first pair of jump rings that don't have anything that have been attached in so far.
That one,
That's it. So it's this light blue pair here. Okay, now this is where the weave actually starts to form. We start to create the weave. So this first bit here was our starter weave. We're now going to start to create this weave.
Should that be in should that be in both of them?
No.
That one is.
Oh, is it gone? Have I just missed one?
Just so that I didn't know whether it would affect the way that the weave sat, and I just noticed it from the side.
There we go. Yeah, make sure that your 2-in-2 chain is a proper 2-in-2 chain. So I'm now looking at my next pair of jump rings, which is this pair here. Okay. Now these are going to fold to there.
Am I going to get those two, am I?
You're going to collect now 6 jump rings up. Okay, so the first one goes through those 2. Now this jump ring now, because it has to go to this place here. If I just connect it to there, it's not actually going to form any sort of pattern.
Would that be that cloud thing that you just talked about?
Yeah, so it'd just be like another double cloud cover.
Right.
But what we need to do now, can you see where these 2 are crossing over through that little gap there? So there's a tiny little gap there. So I'm going to pick up that jump ring, and I'm going to go through those 2 mustard coloured jump rings first, and then through the blue jump ring, so it's crossing it over, so it's gone through where they cross over. So I've collected 6 jump rings
Would
up.
it be, you know, on a smaller jump ring combination?
It's a lot easier to
Is
see.
it?
Yeah, it's a lot
Is
easier.
it-
It's a lot easier to do. This is the only way that you can demonstrate it, that you'd actually visually see it, because of the, you know, the camera angles and everything. But when you're actually doing it in a correct size, there is only one way that jump ring
That's
will
what
go
I was wondering.
in. Yeah.
I was just
yeah.
wondering, you know, when you said that gap, I kind of, there was lots of gaps, but I knew exactly which
one
gap
it
you were
was.
talking
Yeah,
about.
it will look exactly the same.
Right.
It will present itself exactly the same. So I've just gone ahead and put the next jump ring in there, okay?
Wow.
So now I'm going to move this to my
Twist it round.
non-dominant side,
Yeah.
that's it. And now look for my next pair of jump rings, which are these blue pair here, and they're going to fold to there, and again they're going to cross over and go through the gap where those 2 pairs cross over. So I'm going to pick up the bottom 2, well, the bottom 2 in my weave, and I'm going to go through where they cross over, so you can see where they're crossing over. The gold's on the top, the blue's underneath, and I now just close that jump ring up, and again go through exactly the same. Okay, so that's, we're going to call that layer 1, okay?
That was just layer 1.
So there's only 2 layers, okay? So that's layer 1. Now layer 2, these are again going to fold up exactly the same.
Yeah.
But can you see how these 2 are pointing outwards?
Yeah.
These 2 are pointing inwards.
Which
So
2 are
I'm
pointing inwards?
These 2 here. Can you see that these are out, these are in. So these have to sit out because it has to go, it's like the okie-dokie, it goes out, in, out, in, out, in.
Nice.
Okay? So I'm going to pick up my next 3 jump rings in the chain.
Is that right? Was
Pick
that
them
right?
up, that's it.
Sorry,
Now this time,
I wasn't showing you which one to pick up. I was just working out whether it was right.
So this time, can you remember we went gold and then blue? So this time we're going to go blue and then gold. And now can you see how that's sitting on the outside?
Right.
Okay, it will make more sense when I put the next one in and hold it taut for you again.
Because are you changing the shape of where the rings
Yeah.
are sitting? Is
Yeah,
that what you're
so
trying
all
to
I'm
do?
doing is pointing them out. So I'm mirror imaging not the previous pair, the pair before.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, let me just pop this next jump ring in, just so we king it, so we know that we've followed the rules.
Yeah.
So that now, can you see how that now is starting to sit out? So we've got out, in, out.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to do exactly the same. With
And
my
so the
next-
reason that you need the initial doubling
Yeah.
to be double the length of what bracelet you want
Because
to
you're
make
concertinaing
is because
it
I was
up.
going to say you're concertinaing it every time you're picking up
yeah,
one.
you can see how much
You're going
shorter
back on
this
yourself,
is going
yeah.
now. So I'm going to pick up my next 2 pairs of jump rings,
Mm-hmm.
and again, this row I'm going to go blue and then gold. And it's now going to sit on the outside of the previous pair. So if I just hold it there, you can see how it's naturally wanting to now stick out the same as these ones. Okay, so again, just double that one up. And that's your second layer. So now we've done our second layer, and I'm always turning it so the lowest pair is on my non-dominant side. So I've just made this link here, so it's on my left side now. So now I'm going to go back. So these are going to go up to this position, but they now need to mirror image what the pair previous to the one that I've just done is. So I've gone out, in, out. So this pair need to be in. Okay. So the way that I do that is I pick them up, and this time I'm going to go to the gold first and then the blue. Yeah, and you can see how it naturally wants to go there. So it's going to go, whereas on the previous row we did blue and then gold. This time we're going to go through the gold first, making sure the gold's on the top and the blue's underneath, and close. And this is why with these new coloured jump rings that we've got, these kind of weaves now are more accessible to people, because when you're doing this in one single colour, it's very, very
I wouldn't
difficult.
have a clue, yeah.
So can you see now, if I just lay that down,
Wow.
we're starting to get, we've got the out, in, out, in. This is my lowest pair, but it's still on my dominant side, so I can't weave anymore on my dominant side.
Yeah,
So I
flip it
turn it over, flip it over. And if you get lost which one you're going to do, you just look at the one that was previous, because you need to do the opposite. So I'm going to pick up the next loose jump rings that haven't got anything going through them, This time I need the gold on the top because this one's going to sit on the inside. So the gold on the top, through to the blue and close, and then just quickly double that one up. And I just want to do one more row of the other way just so you can see. So again, if I just pull that tight now, you can see this pattern forming now as it's starting to go down the weave. Turn it over. Here's my next 3 jump rings. Pick them up. These ones are going to sit on the outside. So I have to create it onto the outside, I have to go to the initial chain, which is my blue chain first. So it's going to go through this gap through the back here. Okay, so it's going to go
in and through.
Blue and then gold in this case, and close. Now if you make yourself a little pattern as you're going, you will find it a lot easier. So if you choose your colours and then just keep saying, right, so with the pink and the purple, when I want them to stay, the ones to stay on the outside, I make sure that the pink is first and then the purple's second. So I make myself a little pattern. Once you've done a few rows, you will pick this up very, very easily. It's a lovely weave to do. It's a nice, it's not simple, but I don't think that anything that sort of like looks beautiful is, you know, if the will and the want to make it is there, then you will find a way to make it. And it is one of those patterns where you may get a little bit, oh, I'm not quite sure. Have a go. Keep putting the jump ring in and keep choosing the different combinations, you know, the top colour first and then the bottom colour underneath, and then swapping it around until you get that formation. Once you've done 2 or 3 rows of this, that pattern will be in your head and you will be absolutely fine to then carry on.
And I guess the nicest thing is that obviously you've got that step-by-step now. Make sure you've recorded this and literally just have everything set up in the same colourways, you know, just in the same way, and have it to the side so you can do exactly as Fleur's doing now to give you that comfort of knowing you're going to follow step by step, rather than, you know, think you know what you're doing but you don't. Or perhaps think you know what you're doing and then start to do it and then you go, oh, now where was that one to the right and when was I meant to go to my dominant hand? You know, so it's definitely about worth recording this kind of tutorial so that you've got that guarantee you can step to obviously the support of a Fleur step-by-step instruction, because that literally is start to finish how to do the weave. That's not us just giving you a little snippet and, you know, you have to make up the rest. Hopefully you've got that absolutely in mind now.
And what I would say about chainmail is some people say, oh, it's too difficult, I can't do it. It is a logical pattern, and sometimes you can get a little bit, it's like when you're doing those Sudokus, you get number blind. You walk away, you have a cup of tea, you come back and go, oh, of course, it's 4. You know, and you think, why couldn't I see that before? Because you get blind to the pattern. If you get to a point where you're like, no, I can't do it, I'm stuck, walk away from it, have a go, come back later. If you are stuck, take a photo of it, send it to me on Facebook, and I'll be able to say which, you know, whereabouts you are. But it is all chainmail is a logical pattern. So just even have somebody else look at it. When I'm learning new patterns, sometimes I'll say to Mark, I can't get it, and he'll, with a fresh pair of eyes, goes, oh yeah, no, you've got that wrong jump ring there. Yeah, and you can't, like the 2-in-2 chain that I made, where you saw that I'd only gone through 1 jump ring rather than 2.
You just see something in there.
Because you're making it, you don't see that first initial mistake until it's too late. So yeah, just take it slowly. It is methodical. It is logical. It's not there to, it's not going to bite you.
Give it a go. I mean, that's the thing, is especially with so many jump rings that you've just got from that bundle. I mean, you've got 1,900 jump rings to give it a go with. You know, if something goes a little bit wrong around the way on the first time, I mean, all you need to do is then open the back up again, put them back in the pile, and then go, right, I'm going to start again. You know, make a cup of tea and start all over again. You know, that's the great quality about it. Now, the lovely thing is, cheers, I had my water at the same time. I and I thought, oh, that's a bit strange. We have got for you, let's just put this down. I'm just going to grab my board and show you some beautiful satin jump rings. The finish on these are sublime. Now you're going to get 40 of these lovely satin finish jump rings, and I do think, you know, that beautiful, more subtle reflection of light that you get from the satin finish, so elegant. So really, really elegant. This is a double trouble deal. Ooh, hello there. So it should be 20 that you get in a pack. We're actually giving you 40, an amazing combination an amazing luxury combination that you have here. 925 sterling silver satin finish open jump rings, 40, not your 20, double trouble under £5.
Wow.
That's 40 jump rings, sterling silver satin finish for £4.95. That's it. That's all you're paying, £4.95. And you know, going back to the principle of designing with these, is not just designing chainmail. It's actually just the practicalities of jewellery making, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. You know, you need jump rings to be able to finish off jewellery, or to turn an earring so it's facing the correct way, to add a charm to a bracelet. You know, you need these jump rings. They're not just for chainmail. You know, chainmail sort of like is an added bonus with,
It is
with
a
jump
total
rings.
added bonus.
You know, but for nearly all jewellery making mediums, you do need these.
And these are 5mm, so they are going to give that leverage to the mechanical elements.
Yeah.
You know, adding a little charm, you need a nice, simple, delicate jump ring, don't you?
If you took that beautiful open chain that we had earlier,
Yes,
they
perfect.
had 5mm jump rings on their open chain, so you don't want to put a really large jump ring and spoil the aesthetics of that chain. You know, you need a jump ring of the same size, and these are perfect.
£4.95 is all you pay for 40. Now, this is an end-of-line opportunity, so literally everything we have in stock is there for the taking. Absolutely flying out. Sally, congratulations. Suzette, congratulations. Caroline and Claire. I've got Leslie and Sarah. Madeline joining us in Hampshire. Congratulations to Jacqueline in Tyne and Weir. Oh, busy in Tyne and Weir. Did you see the big event that's there? They've started this wonderful event where there's it's a reflection of culture and things like that on the banks of the river, where the sage is. Anybody who knows Newcastle, they've got the big sage where it's like the massive orchestra and events hall, but they're doing a big water feature, and then they're displaying lots of things on the sage itself. So if you stand on one side of the water, you see all of I only say that because I saw it on the BBC News, and I've not been up north for a while, and so I had a little bit of a moment. Now, I put these to air. I showed them earlier on alongside those beautiful pre-faceted stones, and everybody went, why should she not put them to air? Why is Vicky showing them and not put them to air? Well, the reality is that we were keeping them for this fantastic Jump Ring for Joy section. Jump Ring for Joy, yeah. We can keep that for another day, can't we?
Yeah.
We'll make that a special, we'll try another graphic another day that says Jump Ring for Joy. Look at those 200 lovelies, and these are fantastic. 200, hang on a minute, 200 times 2, that says double trouble. 200 times 2, that's 400 gold coloured brass jump rings. I'm begging your pardon. Now, if you're doing back, no. The price tag for 200 would be good, but not for 400.
If you want to do the weave that we've just done in a single Viper Barriers rather than doubling up, it's a 6mm, this size that you use.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You're just dropping that one in?
Yeah.
Just to drop that one in?
Just in case you wanted to do a single version.
Just in case you do want to do that. And the single would be just, instead of putting 2 in each
one.
link,
Yeah.
it just goes
Just
one.
one. Yeah,
And that just doesn't mean, it means that the final cuff would be just not as thick.
Not as thick, no, and you wouldn't have that doubled up look. You'd have that beautiful single row, but it's still quite a substantial chain.
I was going to say, it would still be substantial though, wouldn't it? Heck, look at that. 400 jump rings for just $6.95. Do enjoy it while we've got it. I thought that 200 was going to be good at $6.95, and I was wrong. 400 is what we do to make it good. And you know, thinking about what we've got coming your way, just think about gold working with sapphires. You know, gold and sapphires, wow. I mean, that is opulence, isn't it? Sapphires, royal blues that then have gold luxury against. Absolutely fabulous additional touches that you could have. You know, thinking about like a charm bracelet where you want to just add a little bit of decorative quality to a sapphire That sapphire, by the way, Burmese sapphire, today's must-have. If it will be a sellout, it simply has to be a sellout because there is not one part. If you watch it for the first time, if you're watching for the 50th time, the 100th time, or maybe you've watched us from very dear dot 8 years, did you say? Yeah. 8 years. And I've been here for probably 7 years and maybe 7 years and 6 months, maybe 7 years and 8 months, 9 months. I think I joined presenting about 3 months into the live shows. And that is probably the max. It probably was about 2 months actually thinking about it. First ever person was the lovely Linda, and and Linda's one of our guest designers, and literally I spent the whole time just going, I do what, and what and how. And actually, one of the nicest things is that with us here at Jewellery Maker, if you are watching for the first time and you are thinking to yourself, well, I don't even know what a jump ring does, well, with your welcome pack, you get a manual that introduces you to everything that you perhaps need to know about jewellery making before you get started. It introduces you to the types of tools that you need, which you'll get free of charge with your welcome pack if you spend £4.95. It'll introduce you to the findings, things like these jump rings, which you'll get if you make the purchase today. We're going to go where? Okay, we're going somewhere. So if you do want to know a little bit more about jewellery making, you are just watching for the first time, and you know things like jump rings are just mere round circles of metal and not, you know, mechanical elements to jewellery making. Well, the good news is that actually in reality we will introduce you to everything that you need to know live. We try our very, very best to introduce all of the different things that the potential of your findings, etc. will do. But you've also got that manual that comes free of charge with your welcome pack. As I say, you just need to spend £4.95, and I can tell you now, this strand here, Burmese sapphire, this is today's must-have, and it's going under £10. Burmese sapphire for under £10. Okay, that's coming your way. What time we get? Oh, am I looking at the clock and thinking that's 10 minutes away? Right, you've got 10 minutes to pre-order, and that's pre-order, not one strand. Burmese sapphire going into £10. The freedom of buying. We normally see Burmese sapphire, in fact, there's only one other strand on our web right now, £60 plus. You could buy 6 of those strands and still be quids in, and that's to one strand of normal Burmese sapphire. That's why that's going to be a You're multi-purchasing what, 5 of those, 4 of those?
Yeah.
Awesome. Right then, let's go straight on. And I don't think I have those ones that are on screen, which is a bit frustrating. No, I don't think so. Let's see if we can find them. I'll show you them on. I'll show you them on the screen, the TV screen, but I can't show them. Let's see if they're right back there. Oh, they're back here. I've got them. They're not actually out, but I've got them here. There you go. Now these are your sterling silver gold plated. The differential of working with sterling silver to perhaps the other finding finishes. What's the benefits and why the whys and wherefores? What's your feeling?
So sterling silver is a lot easier to open and close than something like a brass jump ring because you've got a different core strength to the metal that you're using. You're using here 2 precious metals, which is a luxury. You know, you don't really get you know 2 precious metals together. If you're making something, a pair of earrings, when you've got gold-plated sterling silver shepherd hooks, you need the same materials, in my mind, to attach that beautiful earring to the shepherd hook, and the same to a necklace as well. So, for me, these are a necessity if you make with sort of like sterling silver, gold-plated sterling silver as well, because you need the like for like with the metal. And this is the beautiful new 8mm size, which is a really lovely size for attaching clasps to necklaces.
Okay, we are going to go straight for this deal. No messing around. We have got here a combination. Now again, it's another double trouble deal. I like a good double trouble deal, you know.
Wow.
Do you get 20 then? So you're getting 20 sterling silver gold plated jump rings for less than £5?
And 3 of them makes a Mobius ring. You can make a Mobius ring from 3 of them, which is what I've used in the necklace. They're all just Mobius rings. I mean, there's 8 in each one of those Mobius rings, but you could use 3.
Exactly. 2 things. Do I say O Mobius or
No, just Mobius.
Mobius? Mobius. And do you spell it M-O-B-I-S?
I-U-S.
I-U-S. Mobius.
Yes, Mobius.
Okay. What does it mean?
Don't know.
What does Mobius mean?
I don't know.
I need to know
When
what
you use
Mobius
more than 3, it becomes a vortex. So this is a vortex, but I don't know what it.
Yeah, just intrigued by what does Mobius mean. I'll find out. Mobius. Spell Mobius is a surface with only one side. Mobius means one-sided space with only one boundary. Felt like we needed to know that there. Felt like we needed a learning moment there. Fabulous, fabulous. Right then, straight on. Every day's a learning day. Shall we do the ones that went with that shell pearl?
Yeah.
That there shell pearl. Do you want to do the larger or the smaller first? We're going to do both at the same time. Yeah. Oh, generous, generous, generous we are today. Tell you what, we are doing some great jump ring deals. If only there was a lovely graphic there that says, jump ring for joy. That's what, if only, I tell you, if only. We've got pretty pink, your silver-plated, pink-coloured copper open jump rings. You've got a combination of your 9mm. They're Bobby Dazzlers in size, aren't they? This is your 9mm. Now, tell me again, 9mm in the coloured
is the inner diameter.
Is the inner diameter. So
that means an 11mm outer
diameter.
Yeah.
So normally with chain mill jump rings we work to an outer diameter combination, don't we? So now we know it's a 9mm internal on the coloured. This is only on the coloured wire that we're providing. So the coloured wire is 9mm, and that means that the external of the ring is 11mm. So that just gives you the freedom to know that you're working with 11s. And these are 11s and 5s.
And that is what I've used in this necklace.
Okay.
So you could, if you wanted to, recreate this necklace.
And is this the Mobius?
That's Mobius
This
rings.
is the Mobius?
They're vortex Mobius.
Ah.
Yeah, because there's more than 3.
Definitely a vortex.
You're vortex now, yeah.
Years ago, my husband tried to teach me what a vortex meant because he's an air traffic controller, and when you're in air traffic control, you have to understand the vortex of an aeroplane because you have to understand that as the plane sweeps, as it pushes through the air, it then creates a vortex that if another plane was close by something would happen to it. Now we obviously tried to explain that whole thing, and obviously he didn't do that badly because I still kind of understand a little bit of it. But you know when you literally somebody starts to tell you something and you start to glaze over, and then you kind of just you go, and he looked at me and went, "You haven't heard anything I've had to say." No, but I like that you're clever enough to understand it for yourself. So this is your vortex that you could create thanks to the 9s and the 5s that you're going to get with this combination. £7.95 for how many? I love the fact that it's just gone for maybe, let's say, 400, but I think it might be 300. Let's just go back. Can you pull up the info for me? Because I can't see that. It's 300, so you get 100 of the larger and 200 of the 5mm. So the 9mm you get 100 of, and the smaller, which is the 5mm, which are really not that small when you start to think about the versatility that they're going to offer you. 5mm you're talking about here, and those are 200 in quantity. £7.95 is all you pay. Now I need to whip up a little bit of a storm. Can I pass that to you? Because I'm going to try and fit in at least 2 more jump rings for our jump ring showcase. Let me just quickly show you. Oh, we've got 3 minutes. Come on, we can do it. And don't forget, it is going to be a very busy hour coming up because you have got your Burmese sapphire. It's today's must-have. You've got about 3 minutes to pre-order. If you're going to pre-order that, don't pre-order one. You'll buy one and then you'll think to yourself, why did I not buy 3 or 4 or 5? You can pre-order as many as you like. Now, this is your sterling silver light open gauge jump rings. These are again your 9mm, the luxury. The 9mm is actually 9mm these though, aren't they?
Yes, but these are a
your
lighter
silver
gauge, so they've got a bigger sort of like
opening
aspect ratio.
Oh my gosh, complications, I tell you. £2.95, that's £10, 10 pieces for £2.95. And sterling silver adds that kudos to your jewellery making. You know, if you are adding, just this is a mechanical quality to your jewellery. You know, if perhaps you got the things like, you know, that you got something like an aquamarine, or perhaps you got this opal and you just wanted to break it up with a little jump ring and just interseeded into a jump ring, maybe 3 or 4, that's sterling silver with a stretchy bracelet. You could charge more just by adding that sterling silver. That is £2.95 for your 10-pack. And let's see if we can just nip in some more of your big deals. Shall we do some sterling? Shall we do this silver? Are these silver plated? Okay, we're going to do one quick deal. Are you ready for it? Okay, this is taking you to your Burmese sapphire, today's must-have. You are going to get 400 of your silver-plated open jump rings, 400 of your 5mm. 5mm, as we've already seen, is a very popular gauge to work with. Whether you're perhaps adding a jump ring to a mechanical part, maybe you want your earrings to sit in a certain style, you can do that with jump rings. You want your pendant to sit flat against the skin, you need a jump ring. All of that is just the parts of the mechanics of the jewellery, let alone then making luxury chainmail jewellery, as you could get perhaps if you've got the DVD, or maybe watch on YouTube and you can find lots of chainmail advice and technical step-by-step instructions with the wonderful Fleur, thanks to our very own. Go to YouTube, type in Jewellery Maker, type in chainmail and see what you could do with 400 jump rings at £6.95. And it is a buy it while we've got it opportunity. We're only honouring this price tag right now within our showcase. You see it, you want it, you go for it. And of course, with that 30-day money-back guarantee, plenty of time for you to make that decision within the boundaries of your 30 days. If it's not right, you send it back, your money goes back into your account. But 400 jump rings, I mean, on what you classify as trade quantity of jump rings for a retail price tag of £6.95.
Definitely.
And that's the thing, you know, you go into a hobby and crafting shop, packs of hundreds, packs of, 150, 200, but you don't get 400 and you certainly don't expect it to be £6.95. Enjoy it while we've got it. Burmese sapphire, you can feel my little fizz happening. Burmese sapphire straight after the break. We're going under 10. You could buy 6 strands and still be lower than the price of the elsewhere pricing. Amazing. It's happening now.
If for any reason you're not satisfied with your purchase, you have the benefit of our 30-day money-back guarantee.
The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker Studio, Ivy House, Henley Road, Studley, B80 7DU, and make sure you don't forget your customer number. Get making and good luck. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Did you know, no matter how many times you purchase with Jewellery Maker in the same day, you'll only be charged one fee of postage and packaging. Select our standard delivery for just £2.95, or if you'd like to receive your goods sooner, upgrade to our premium option for £4.95. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share. Order from us today at www.jewellerymaker.com.
If you'd like more information on up-and-coming shows, you can view the programme guide on our website.
Buying from Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. When we bring an item to you, all the graphics come on screen, and this gives you all the information that you will need to know, from the item code to the product description with all of the key information. Then the price comes on, and whether you join at the beginning or at the end of the offer, everyone pays the final on-screen price. So, when you see an item that you would like to buy, simply pick up the phone and dial our free phone number, and you'll get through to our UK-based call centre. Alternatively, you can join us at www.jewellerymaker.com and start your jewellery making journey today. Jewellery Maker, the one-stop shop for all your jewellery making needs. Okay, this is it. This is it. We have got probably one of the most memorable showcase offers that I can think of in our recent history. This has got to be one of those deals. I mean, to the point where our manager Scott literally he walked from his office, and as he came into the production area, he just went, "Happy today?" And I was just beaming. It's just going, but this is a crazy deal. This is the deal that just sits out there and makes you think, no wonder people don't go anywhere else to buy their genuine gemstones but to us. No wonder there's this. I mean, we make it look like it's really easy to get these gemstones. It's not.
No, it's not.
It really isn't. I mean, you just need to do a tiny amount of research. And even if you're just interested in learning about the location, or you want to know about the pricing of your gemstones, perhaps you want to know about how they source the gemstones. I know very much for us, it's ensuring that you know that the gemstones are sourced in an appropriate manner. That's very important to us. Ethically sourced gemstones is an essential to our buying team. And one of those things about going to source from buy from us is that you have that guarantee. You have that business that has that pride in putting the guarantee of sourcing stones appropriately at the height of their wants. And one of the phenomenal things about Burma as a location is that it rivals some of the world's most outstanding locations. I mean, it rivals Kashmir. I mean, Kashmir was literally a flash in the pan years and years ago, but it still has this reverence. Ceylon sapphire, it's still a beautiful location to source sapphire from, but nowhere near what it used to be. And yet Burma is producing some of that highly regarded, respected, world-class quality, and we can facilitate you owning this strand for such a low price tag that truly all you need to do is price research. Just a nominal amount. Now, you might want to know some very important information. You might want to know whereabouts in Burma. Mogok, M-O-G-O-K, the Mogok mine. If you want to know a little bit of research about it, I would guarantee that you'll get some really relevant information on the GIA website. That's the Gemological Institute of America Learning Library website. They do bring out research papers. They also bring out editorials called Gems and Gemology, where they write up reports about the current whys and wherefores of gemstones, how they source, why they source them, and all of those things. The GIA is a perfect runway of learning opportunity. So I would recommend, of all of the places I would start my research, I would go to the GIA Learning Library. And I would say that I'm part of the GIA, the Gemological Institute of America. I'm accredited with them. And so I use their website, and I use their learning library on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis, and I feel like they really give that interest to your gemstones. But I think appreciation is what we need to have to the deal that we're about to do, and the only way we truly appreciate the deal is if you do a little bit of research, if you do have a little bit of time to just work out. I mean, one of the most exceptional things about Burma is it has a Ceylonese quality. It has that Kashmir-like blue quality that people will pay a fortune for. I mean, many, many years ago, Australian sapphire was bought and sold as Ceylon sapphire. Now, it wasn't Ceylon sapphire, it was Australian sapphire, but everybody wanted this shade of blue that they actually then just pretended it was from Ceylon, and then they traded it because the colour is the one. It's the one thing. Now, Australian sapphire these days is a much richer, darker colour. I know there's the likes of the Capricorn mine, etc., coming that are bringing out some amazing pieces. But really, this is the location of the moment. This really is the ultimate opportunity to get world-class sapphire. The one thing I will say to you is, if you buy one strand, there is some point within the next probably maybe six months, it might even be that 6 weeks, it might be 6 days, or it might be a year's time that you look back and you'll kick yourself you only bought one strand, that you'll think to yourself, that was an opportunity, a golden opportunity to get one of the most luxurious gemstones and get one of them at the most affordable price tag. And that price tag, it is one of the most breathtaking deals I think I've ever put to wear here at JM, and I'm not exaggerating. After working here as long as I have, I'm still absolutely absolutely convinced that this deal is a one-off. It's literally going to be one of those anomalies. It's certainly not your everyday. If you watch it for the first time, oh my goodness me, hecky thump, I'd hate for you to think that this is your average price point we could achieve for this grade of gem. That would be outlandish. I mean, to be honest, we'd let ourselves down if we made you think that this was an average price point for Burmese sapphire. I mean, we are good at what we do, but that's not your average. In fact, if I show you our website, and we have got our website slide, right, if I show you our website, you can go yourself, go to JewelleryMaker.com, and if you go to jm.com, and if you just type in Burmese sapphire, if you type it, you will get a slide. Literally, all it is on our website, one piece of jewellery, well, probably not even a piece of jewellery, one strand, over £60. And that is the only other Burmese strand that we have. That's the only one. And we're giving you, take a look, there it is, 64, I think I said 69 earlier on, apologies if I said 69, 64.95. I mean, think about it. Think about it, 64.95 is the only Burmese sapphire opportunity other than, £9.95. That means you could buy 6 of these strands, pay your post and packaging because you might not have bought from us today, pay your P&P, you'd still be quids in comparison to buying one strand that we have on our own website. And I have to just be very clear, £64.95 is a very good price for Burmese sapphire. £64.95 is an absolute understandable price tag. This is a true JM mega deal. This is one of those where if somebody said to me, what do you remember about the products of the last year? If you ask me that on New Year's Eve, and we often do our big awards, but if you ask me, what's one of your favourite deals that you've done all year? Sometimes we do deal of the day, don't we? What's your best deal? This is it. This is my all-time favourite deal I'm going to provide to you because I'm giving you a kudos. Now, I would say to you, if you have got the freedom of spending 25p extra, I would suggest you get a certificate of authenticity. For 25p, you get a certificate that guarantees that you have the luxury of Burmese sapphire for $9.99. Now, obviously, we had a huge reaction to the pre-order on this. The quantity that we had to allocate is not the quantity that we now have available. I can tell you that the deal that you are getting is one of our most significant of the year so far, potentially of our live show performance of 8 years. That's how serious this is as a deal. And I'm not exaggerating because I don't need to exaggerate on this deal. $9.95 for Burmese sapphire, a real treat. Wouldn't be surprised if this was a closeout deal. Wouldn't be surprised if we got this as a single parcel deal. Sometimes that happens and the price is so good. It's a one-off deal and it never happens again. Almost like a little anomaly within the buying team. And that sometimes does happen, you know, often is the case. You can go and think you're going to buy tourmaline and you end up with zircon. You think you're going to walk and get sapphire and you end up with diamonds. You just don't know what's going to happen. And that is the gem trade. And if our buying team, well, you can see how good they are. When you've got a great buying team, they are prepared to make those closeout deals happen. They're prepared to make one-off deals like this happen. $9.95 is all you pay. Awesome, one would say audacious pricing that we have. Now, coming up in the next hour, I just want to show you some pearls. Have we cut off the...
No, that one's fine.
No, is that all right? Can I just show you some pearls that I've got coming up? Because in the break, we were looking at these and we were just wondering whether if you're going to get this luxury of Burmese sapphire, whether you perhaps would also like to get some classic seed pearls together. And I think the size of these, if you wanted to make a pearl and sapphire bracelet and play with that shape and size together, they would look exquisite. And that's what we've got as an add it to your order in the next hour. Lots of inspiration in the next hour for those who are watching for the first time, where we can hopefully introduce you to some of those classic techniques, you know, things that you will apply day in, day out to your jewellery making, and we'll go through that work with the pearls, and that will be an add it to your order to your Burmese sapphire. And then Burmese sapphire as a jewellery maker, and you've been a jewellery maker for a very long time. Burmese sapphire surely is a pinnacle of a jewellery maker's dream.
It is. It's one of those gemstones where it's an honour to work with it.
Yeah.
You know, because you've heard about this gemstone that's been revered for so long, and you know it's. When I started at Jewellery Maker, I never thought I would be able to work with these kind of gemstones.
agree.
On a regular basis, diamonds, rubies, sapphires, emeralds, and you know they've now become accessible to us. You know, and it's 10, 15 years ago. These weren't around for us, that were pre-drilled, ready for us to use into beaded jewellery. You know, they're around in calibrated, faceted stones. But unless you're a silversmith or a goldsmith, you know they were unacceptable to unachievable to work with. These are beautifully drilled. They are the most perfect size and shape to work with if it's your very first strand as well, because they just lend themselves so beautifully to being a bracelet, you know, and then you've got earrings as well. But for me, this would be my something blue on all the bridal pieces.
Gorgeous.
You know, just to add one beautiful Burmese sapphire. Just you know, it's just beautiful, isn't it? It's just a lovely
Outstanding.
sentiment to put on there.
But for $9.95 you can do that. I mean, weddings, you know, you're watching your budget, aren't you?
Yeah.
You would never put Burmese sapphire as the prerequisite for your bridal jewellery, because you'd think, well, that's something in my budget that I can't have. You know, it's a dream to have that type. But this is the dream, that's the reality. And, you know, just going back to the idea of walking into a hobby and crafting shop of 10 years ago, you know, your beads were wooden, they were, you know, synthetics. There was a lot, you know, every so often you would find, you know, your odd crystals. I mean, there's a very well-known bead shop in London, and I remember going in, and they had one tiny little pot, literally one pot though, that was crystals of quartz and rose quartz and amethyst and things like that. Everything else in the shop was synthetic. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but I just think these days, like really what we have the opportunity to do is do both. We can provide the loveliness of the, you know, your crystal beads, your Swarovskis. We can give you all of those, but actually we can also give you the privilege of working with genuine gemstones. I do feel like that's the best of both worlds, isn't it?
It is, it really is, It's keep, and I always think with jewellery making, you know, always keep your, you know, don't blinker yourself into one thing. Keep your you know, everything sort of like free to then design with, you know. So yeah, you know, your sapphires alongside whatever you want to put them with. Don't be sort of like blinded by just one thing.
One thing, and especially with that kind of shape, you've got so much versatility, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've got so much to work with there. If you haven't checked out your baskets, please do check out your baskets. Please don't leave. And if you put in your baskets and you're only checking out one, first of all, I think you'd regret just buying one. I genuinely do put that out there. If I bought one, I feel like I'd be getting it home with a little bit of a kick. I'd be going, why didn't I get 3 or 4? If you got 5, and actually then end up just saying, you know, maybe 20 days on, no, actually maybe I should have just got 3, send the other 2 back. But you can't come back and go, can I have that deal again, because the deal will have been sold out. So please make the most of the deal while we have it with the maximum quantity, and then once you've got them home, then make your decision. If you want that max, then keep it. If you don't, then send it back to the quantity. But please don't think that you'll be able to come back in a day or two's time. You'll get this home and you'll go, oh, can I have another 3? No, it's sold out. So enjoy the deal while it's there available. Congratulations if you have got it. And that's the same with all of our deals. You know, it is a case of see it, want it, and go for it on the live show exclusive opportunities. You know, many of the deals are exclusive to us. Many of the deals that we see here on the live show, we can't match on our website, etc. And so that's why it's worthy of reacting to the deal in the moment, and then using your 30-day money-back guarantee. Especially something that I haven't seen for a donkey's age. Lava rock.
A long time, hasn't it?
Hasn't it?
This has had a real resurgence, you know, in jewellery just recently, and they use it for like aromatherapy bracelets because it's a porous stone.
That's interesting.
Essential oils on them.
Oh, that's a clever idea.
Yeah, and it grabs onto the essential because it's porous. So yeah, it's,
that's a cool idea.
If you look on most of those, you know, those adverts that come up on Facebook and that kind of social media thing, there's lots of lava rock gents and ladies bracelets out there.
That's what I like about it, isn't it? I like the fact that you can imagine simple stretchies for gents, and I mean, I'd wear that. I mean, I like textured gemstones. I like the fact that I know that it's a real deal. I like the fact that it sits smooth. It is textured, but it's smooth. It's not, you know, it's not bitty. No, it's got a lovely texture against the skin. But can you see that one of the things about lava rock is there's that I mean, all you needed was that perhaps all you need is one single, maybe silver bead, you know, something just to break up the detail on a stretchy bracelet.
I would put one of those beautiful rutile quartz cubes in the middle.
I got it.
Yeah, I'd
yeah,
put
yeah,
that
yeah.
in the middle.
The irregular ones.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Ah, £4.95. Lava rock plain rounds. We haven't seen them for such a long time. 6mm as well. So if you are thinking of making some simple classic stretchy bracelets, especially if you're watching for the first time, that welcome pack that we have for you, the welcome pack, that has everything you need. And in that welcome pack, you've also got some stretchy bracelet thread. So you get your stretchy elastic. Thank you, chick. And that stretchy elastic, and you're going, oh, yeah, but I don't know how to use it. Actually, you get project cards, but you also get the manual. It introduces you to findings and threads and tools, etc. So it explains to you everything you need to know about jewellery making. But if I just go to the very back, it gives you a project to try at the very, very first. Give it a go. Stretchy bracelets. How about £4.95? So that's your £4.95. All you need to pay is £4.95 with that welcome pack, free of charge if you've never bought from us before, will arrive. So you buy this gorgeous strand, you make yourself maybe 2 or 3 stretchy bracelets, you get some findings as well within the welcome pack, so you could perhaps break up that lovely lava rock with some silver jump rings, the silver plated jump rings, maybe wear a nice little pair of drop earrings. £4.95, and that's maybe a stretchy bracelet for you and for somebody else, and maybe you make some nice drop. There's so much potential, but that's where it all begins. Stretchy elastic, ka-ching, free with your welcome pack. Manual with step-by-step instruction, free with your welcome pack, ka-ching, and it's just £4.95 that you need to pay to get started if you've never bought from us before. And if you are a jewel maker and maybe you've just found our shop, and we are essentially just a live television show that gives you a shop of pretty much everything you would want, including tools. We've got some great tools coming up tonight, and advice and technique, maybe something that you've never tried before, but you're already into jewellery making. Well, we want to give you the chance to be able to see what we're made of with deals like that one, and of course things like, you know, the Burmese sapphire. Give us a try, see what we're made of. If you've only ever worked with synthetics and you fancy working with gemstones, or we actually do both, we can give you the ones that you've normally worked with, but we also bring you this as well. Okay, these are nice. Oh, now you're going to have to beware that they're going to sell out. Beware. Yes, these are your fresh water cultured pearls. You know, the nicest part about Biwa pearls is that they are so workable into jewellery. There's only, what, 15? That's not enough. I mean, you've just seen hundreds of your Burmese sapphire sell out. It's not like we're going to then suddenly go over, no, I'm not going to buy anything else, Vix. But not when you're doing these deals. No, no, no. You're going to just keep adding to your order. One potion packaging if you've just got yourself that luxury of Burmese sapphire for under £10. Did I mention that we did Burmese sapphire for under 10? I'll mention it one more time. Burmese sapphire for under £10. If you did get that deal, you paid your postage and packaging, and this is now an add it to your order. This is your Peacock Biwa freshwater pearls. Lovely arrangement of size. These are 12 by 5 to 23 by 10 in mil, and you've got that 39 centimetre strand. That's a long strand of luxury. That's a lot for £12.95, isn't it?
And Biwa pearls, I mean, they're my favourite shape of pearl anyway, because you get so much of that pearl essence coming across.
I agree.
But they are, you know, in the industry at the moment, using Baroques, Biwas, Keshi pearls more and more and more, because they like the texture to go with the, if you watch any of the fashion weeks, you know, there's a lot of texture within clothing coming up.
Yeah.
And again, this year, they are, you know, they're bringing out, you know, these kind of beautiful textured jewellery, big pieces of jewellery. And they're using these kind of gemstones. And the interesting thing is because they're centre drilled, you've got the chance to be able to really create movement, haven't you? You've really got an opportunity to, and the diversity. I think centre drill can make that you can do a cuff bracelet, but equally, if you wanted to do perhaps a cascading necklace, you could have them horizontal to give that tassel effect. So they've actually got with that centre drill. I mean, we do top drills as well, but actually the centre drill can give you that more cuff-like feel. For example, if it was top drilled, I wouldn't be able to do a choker necklace, but if I put this on my neckline, look at that. That's beautiful, isn't it?
and that's how it can look. That's because it's centre drilled. Makes me feel like I don't have a double chin, but I do, and so that's quite good. I need to have a choker.
Pearls, they say that pearls reflect on your chin to create the illusion of a slimmer jawline. That's why princess length.
I'll be layering them.
That's why the princess length is so desired, and always has been very desired. This 14 to 16 inch.
The one that sits here, right, on your collarbone.
Yeah, between a choker and a sort of like an 18 inch. Yeah, that's why it's so
that's
desired.
why pearls are like, because they always say the princess, the 14, 16 inch drop extends the neckline and highlights the shoulders. So that's why I thought it was princess, but princess pearls reflect on this thing. Did you used to, when you were a kid, did you do that? Because you got told that if you did that, because then you got rid of it. And then
the funny things in the car, you have to go,
I don't know whether that actually worked. Well, it didn't work to this face, that's for sure. Wow, look at the quality of the carving on this piece. Ooh, now you could make a beautiful brooch with this. I mean, you could do something really exquisite. All right, we're going to go straight to clearance on this deal. We are going to go straight down on this price tag. Quantity is 32 of 32. It's not like I've got any more. And your price tag for highly regarded, crafted, carved quality in this luxury popper jasper. This is just £3.95. Think about how much it costs for an antique brooch with the carving detail of maybe a cameo design in carnelian. But that's the kind of quality that we have. And if I just pop it up on my lapel that you have there, I mean, it looks really pretty. And all you need to do is perhaps a little prong set and put it onto a brooch, and that's going to look way more expensive than £3.95, isn't it?
But you have got the drill hole there as well if you need to use it just for
I didn't even see the drill hole.
Yeah, if you just want to pop a jump ring on there.
Didn't even see the drill hole. Oh, that makes it even easier.
Yeah, even easier. Just pop a jump ring through there and attach it into, you know, whatever piece of jewellery you're wanting it to be, whether that is a brooch, or you can completely ignore the drill hole, do your wire work around, because you've got that carving.
Yes.
I'm not a wire worker, but with those carvings, it is easy for that wire to grip on.
Yes, to almost latch into the little divots. And the thing I was thinking when I saw that, let's go back to making our necks look better. What about if you had a black ribbon and you just had that to the centre? You know, like a very vintage look. I don't know what era that was, but you know what era I'm thinking of, don't you? Is it Victoriana? I would say Victoriana, with the cameo brooches, where they used to have black satin ribbon, and then you had that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I was thinking of there. That would be quite dramatic. The quantity we have is all we've got, and that is going to be a sell-out deal. Congratulations if you've got that. We're sticking with the idea of the beauty of this, and you've got here a focal point of absolutely, it is divine focal point cabochon. Take a look at this.
That is beautiful.
See the quality of mookaite. It's just that you can use it on all different profiles, can't you? I mean, whether you wear it, you wear it as a portrait piece, or whether you want it as landscape, I think that every shape and pattern on mookaite kind of delivers such detail that you could do all sizes and all designs can suit one.
You had a show with Claire on Sunday, and you did a cabochon. Saturday.
Yeah.
And you did a cabochon showcase.
We did.
And
mental.
I bought the mookaite. And I bought another few, and it's not because I work with wire, and it's not because I'm going to set them into jewellery, it's because I appreciate the beauty of that stone, and I want to own them. And it's that I want it.
We had some absolute crackers, didn't we?
Absolutely beautiful. I bought the carnelian ones, and I bought the mookates. Mookates? That's
the Highland of Scotland. Mookates. £3.95 is all you pay. This is your mookates. A beautiful 50 carat cabochon that you have. Lovely dimensions on this one, 40 by 30. And sometimes there is that sense of buying it for the appreciation and then working out what you're going to do with it. Yeah. Sometimes you don't have to have a master plan, and I often think that gemstones like this can almost give you some what's the word? Some inspiration. You know, if you look at it and going, well, I love it, but I don't know what. Don't worry about that. You know, actually come to us, go to JewelleryMaker.com, go to our website, go to YouTube, go to Facebook, go to our Jewellery Maker Facebook. I will guarantee that you will get inspiration. You will find something that is perfect, because there is so much, there's so much support, and there's so much inspiration out there from us.
Yeah.
And you know, from my perspective, you know, coming in to here and sitting alongside the likes of Fleur and many of our guest designers, you know, the nicest part about it is there is that instant tapping into inspiration. But that's just the beginning in some ways, because, you know, we have so many more people out there. You know, I don't know where our Facebook page is these days, but
67 or 69,000.
yeah, we're heading towards 70,000 people within our community of jewellery making. And I think that the nicest part about it is that you could be part of that, but that's over 60,000 people to inspire you, to give you ideas, to take you somewhere fresh, you know. So never think that you're going to get stuck, because you're not, because there's always going to be somewhere or somebody to be there to provide you with that inspiration. And even, you know, the likes of you will get to a point where you go, I don't know what to do, and there's somebody to turn to, isn't
Always
there?
someone to turn to. There's always somebody to bounce ideas from and to get inspiration from. Yeah, I think it's the nicest part of Jewellery Maker is the community, that beautiful community. And, you know, the in-house designers have got their own Facebook pages as well. They're there. You know, we get emails sent every week with a free tutorial in there. You know, there's not many places that will you get free inspiration and free tutorials. You know, that you can then utilise with whatever gemstone or sort of like bead that you want to use.
And gemstones can be inspirational, can't they?
Yeah,
especially if you've not seen something before and you see it for the first time. I work alongside a wonderful, world-renowned gem cutter called Glenn Lira. And Glenn Lira, probably one of the most revolutionary gem cutters that this century has seen, changed the concept of how you cut a gemstone by such a huge amount that actually one of his main sculptures sits in the main lobby of the GIA in New York, and it's that kind of inspiration. And when I've interviewed him a number of times, know him very well. He's got a book out, fantastic guy, fascinating story that he has to tell you his journey into jewelry cutting and gemstone cutting. But when I first interviewed him and we were talking about what he chooses to work with, he said, and it was very categoric, when he was going for his main pieces, you know, his inspiring pieces, the pieces that he didn't probably know what he was going to do, he went to his top drawer. And he still has it today, you know, all of these years down the line. He has a top drawer, and he opens his top drawer and he picks up that stone that will inspire. The next deal you're about to see is your top drawer piece. I promise you that you are about to go to the top drawer and open it and put inside one of the finest aquamarines we've ever done. This is a brand new opportunity. This is your Santa Maria Africana Mozambique aquamarine, and it is a big deal offer. Ready for it? Oh yeah, we're ready.
Beautiful colour.
And it is the colour, and that's the thing that defines Santa Maria. And one of the things that we would always say to you is that the regard of Ceylon sapphire, Burmese sapphire, the regard of Santa Maria, or some, you know, the world renowned. If we can bring you close, if we can get you there, we will strive to do that. But this deal, truly, this sets us apart. That Burmese sapphire, that is another example of how good we are. This is an altogether different offer. Santa Maria Africana Aquamarine that you have got here, a delight from Mozambique. So it's Santa Maria Africana. Santa Maria is actually from Brazil. Santa Maria Africana is from Mozambique, and that's what you've got here. An extraordinary colour, a delight. And Santa Maria has always got that presence of colour. This is Santa Maria Africana quality of aquamarine, and the look luxury of this piece of jewellery is that this gemstone strand is that we are pricing it that sits so far away from that high elevation of what you would expect. You are not going to want to miss out on this. I've already got 30 web buyers accessing this, 30 people who haven't checked out their baskets. That's 30 people who are potentially going to miss out because phone buyers, you've got to be there. I tell you what, let's do a clock. Let's put this on and we're literally going to give you a 30 seconds. Have we got 30-second clock, guys? Right, okay, we're going to give you a minute to prepare yourself. It is a minute. Oh, I beg your pardon. Right, I'm going to do your countdown because the VT clock's not there. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you a 30-second countdown from now. That's 30 seconds to pick up the phone. 30 seconds, that's 5 seconds already gone. That's this. I'm giving you time to pick up the phone for this deal so you don't miss out. I can tell you now that web buyers who've seen this price tag, they are already allocating at a rate of knots. You've now got another 10 seconds gone. That means you've got 10 seconds left to get on the phone lines. Web buyers, make sure you're ready. Make sure you're there at JewelleryMaker.com. 4, 3, 2, 1. Your Santa Maria Africana Mozambique Aquamarine. It's just a dumbfounding price tag. $5.95 for aquamarine from one of the most... I know you're looking at me. I know you're looking at me. I know, that is balmy, isn't it?
I thought it would be £30-40.
Knew it. That's exactly what I said. It's exactly what I said. If we're sourcing from Mozambique, we're essentially going to the Santa Maria Africana quality. We could be even calling it, we could be saying at Nampula. Now, if I was going to say Nampula, which is one of the world's most highly regarded locations, then the chances are your price tag would be potentially 50, 60, 70 pounds for a strand like this. I have no idea how we've done Mozambique, Santa Maria Africana Aquamarine, and I know the graphic says Santa Maria. Santa Maria is Brazilian, right? Santa Maria is a world-leading Brazilian location. This is your Santa Maria Africana Aquamarine because we're sourcing from Mozambique. Now, Mozambique, it sits within that location. So you've got Mozambique here, you've got Tanzania here, Zambia here, and if we just do this corridor, this 4, now it's called the Tri-Belt, 1, 2, 3, right? You've got some of the most pertinent gemstones. Montepua's ruby sits here. Then you've got Nampula Aquamarine there. You've got Zambian emerald to the left. That location, that tri-band here, world-leading gemstones, including this aquamarine, including this colour. Look at it against the skin. Look at it against the skin. I've got to get those pearls again. I've got to put them with the pearl.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, I need that piece of jewellery. I need that piece of jewellery.
Absolutely.
I genuinely need that piece of jewellery. I need to make this. I need to...
That is absolutely spellbound.
Isn't it?
That is beautiful.
I mean, part of me wants to be a little bit like, I want to just add a little bit of, I almost want to go very ocean, and I want to go, look, we've just done under £10 for the luxury of Burmese sapphire. We've taken you to £5.95 for Mozambique, Santa Maria Africana Aquamarine, and then you can add in the pearls from 9 o'clock with an extra special treat. We will be showing you how to make some very simple and yet very classy pieces of jewellery with pearls, and that's coming your way. If you just want one of these strands at $5.95, you're doing great. Personally, I'm multi-purchasing on this aquamarine. I've no doubt. This is the top drawer that I'm talking about. This is the Glen Lira top drawer where you literally go and you are inspired by what you find at your elite level of world-class gemstones. That's what I'm feeling about this. The colour is just sublime.
It is, but you've still got that beautiful glow, and some of them have got moments of clarity as well, so you're not sacrificing anything in that gemstone strand.
And actually it's all right for aquamarine to hazy. It's fine if it's a little bit milky because that's actually the way that the gemstone forms. That's totally fine. It's a bit like morganite. You know, obviously they're sister and brother, and actually some morganites that you find, you have a haziness that actually makes it even more impressive than it is if it was clear, because then the clarity sometimes dissipates the colour. Whereas sometimes the haziness of aquamarine and morganite can then elevate the colour. It does work that way.
Beautiful.
Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. Can I sing a song for you because I love it? Yes, I can. £5.95. It's been a really tough week. I mean, I have to tell you, I've been up and down. My husband's been away. I've had the kids and I've been up through the night with our Frankie, and then our Zach had a temperature of over 100, and then we were here with him, and then I was there with honestly. And so singing that song is just a little release from a mum of 3 children and a husband who went away to ski.
Oh.
Wasn't working away now, could he? Now, he could have just stayed here and just given it another couple of days. We've got a hill here, and he could have skied. I mean, he could have... Why did he go to Austria? When he could have stayed here, and we could have brought him to Redditch, plonked him on our hill at the top of and shoved him down the bank. You know what I mean? That's what we could have done. No, he deserved going away. He deserved it.
Is that
That's
what he
because
told you?
No, it's because I deserve going away to Marbella later on in the year. Yes, he totally deserved to go away to ski. You know, we all deserve some time out, don't we?
We do.
Yes.
We do.
Roll on Marbella.
I'd much rather have sunshine than snow.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
No, I don't want to build a snowman. I want to build a sandcastle.
So, yes, me too. You don't want... I don't want to build a snowman. We've got... Wow. Oh, we both did
See,
exactly.
I'm drawn to that one.
Oh, see, I'm looking at that one. Oh, shall I show them either side? I'll show you, but this is Fleur's, this is mine, and we'll show you them both. Well, actually, I could show you all 3 if I had an extra hand.
Do you want me to hold it for you?
There you go. No, I'm look at that, multifunctional I am. You got 100 of your Sodalite smooth oval cabochons. Now they're smooth because they're highly polished, and that then really brings out, wow. They just remind me of porcelain. You know how you get that pure blue of the porcelain, whites.
With the jump rings that we had earlier.
Yes.
With the blue and white jump rings.
Yes.
Just as a backdrop to something like that one.
Yes. That's lovely. See, that would be a funky. You wanted me to put it with this one, don't you? Yeah, I knew you did. I can tell, Fleur, because when you work with somebody for as long, genuinely, I know her so well that I picked that one up, and it was just a tiny twitch of her mouth. Not even like kind of giving me a shake of the head. It was just a twitch of the mouth that kind of went.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to do? Are you? You're doing that one, are you? Oh, right. That's not the one I was thinking of.
Pick my one.
Pick mine. You've got 100 carats would go lovely with the jump rings from earlier on. You've got a combination of 100, which means that really, we know we can't guarantee you're going to get 3. You might get 4 smaller ones. You might get 5 smaller ones. You might get 2 really large ones. There is obviously a variant. The average is going to be 3. That's the average. But we are talking about the give and take of individual cabochon shapes. Now, these are brand new, and these are straight under £8 for you on this Add It to Your order. Would you go with, what about putting them with, of course, our amazing, that goes nicely now, doesn't it? Could you imagine with a little bit of maybe shibori, so you have the like the river of the silk running underneath, and you're highlighting the blues by just giving maybe a little bit of movement around the silk, but then around the cabochon itself, sat down. Shibori is interesting. For those of you who don't know what shibori is, it's working with a, soutache would be good as well. You're right, guys. Working with material, ribbons, and texturing, and it's almost it's a half combination of material jewellery as well as gemstone jewellery, isn't it? That's a rubbish way to
it's like
describe it.
textile, so it's basically it's folded silk, hand-painted folded silk, and it is beautiful, and it works beautifully with cabochons as well, because you can, like you say, you can nestle that in, and then it just sort of like voluptuously hugs it.
It does, doesn't it?
It does.
Waves around it. That's exactly the way to do it. I like a voluptuous hug.
I like a voluptuous hug.
It's been a while, but when I had one, I liked it. We're going where? Ooh, Hessonite garnet.
Wow. Oh, I love this strand. I love Hessonite garnet. Rare. And how much have you got of it?
Can I just say to you, Hessonite garnet is one of the most ridiculously difficult gemstones to come by in terms of I'm just going to check. Can I just give me the info on where, just give me the goss on this. I just need the spec. Blimey. It's totally natural. Totally natural Hessonite garnet. Do you know what this gemstone is sometimes known as? The gem of the sun.
Oh, that's beautiful.
because it has that warmth of the sun. It's got that glow to it of the sun. And garnet in its natural form, totally natural garnet this is. You're talking, what, just 2 centimetres off a full metre. And knowing us, you probably got a metre, because we often like to give you an extra 2 centimetres just as a little bit of a given of, we like to give you more rather than less. You've got here 72 carats of a truly hard to come by gemstone. The gem of the sun that captures in its natural qualities a glow, a warmth, a richness, a sunrise and a sunset within that graduation of colour. You know, the sunrise is always bright, isn't it? And the sunset is very deep, and that's what you've got, that graduation. Is it called ombre when you have that arrangement, isn't it? If I just hold the ombre, and I'm not talking a Mexican chant here, ombre, ombre. No, I'm talking about the graduation of colour from the lighter to the darker. Can you see that lighter at the top, all the way down to the richer colours at the base? You can see that's just one, what's that, about 2, 3, 4 centimetres, 4 inches, something like that, in the graduation. So you've got that. I mean, you could, there's so much potential.
There's a lot there, isn't there? It really is a lot. And if you're a wire worker, you know, to channel set those into a beautiful cuff design or a beautiful necklace, because I think garnet is, I was saying yesterday, I think garnet's one of the most understated gemstones that we do at Jewellery Maker, because it is so beautiful, and you get lost when you look into a garnet.
The gem trade are gone batty about garnet at the moment. Natural garnet is absolutely batty prices.
I just think it's
I mean, you're talking like literally hundreds of thousands for a single stone at the moment in the gem fairs. The Tucson Gem Fair, which happened 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that now, it was just balmy. Some of the things that were going on, things that you'd just go, what? You know, you would be seeing the gemstone that you saw maybe 5 years ago selling like 20 times the price. Natural gems of garnet are absolutely a gem. Now, 2017 was the year for garnet, I think, but actually, I think 2018 is just the ripple. I think it's just going to keep on getting bigger. I'm putting the pearls with it because the pearls are coming your way in around about 15 minutes' time. And I just think, again, just as a nice combination, going to go very well indeed. $19.95, that's just shy of a metre that you've got for that price tag. That is a sellout deal, and that was the end of stock, so that is no longer available. I don't know when the next time you'll get Hestonite like that for that price point. Let's go to the Tiger's Eye.
Now,
Is that the matte Tiger's Eye?
Gorgeous, isn't it? No, when you think about sort of like tactile jewellery, this is the ultimate tactile jewellery.
I've never seen anything like this before.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
We've got 17, 17 or 70. 17 available, and I've never seen us do this. Oh, it's awesome. I mean, for gents' jewellery, that would be fabulous on a nice, simple, you know, suede cord, something like that, leather cord. Just
one of them, just a little bit of wire wrapping at the top. And I believe it was Gem Hawks that show you how to do. She did a little wire up with a little coil on the front. It looked really, really cool, and just one gemstone. And then you've got Jan Dwyer, who uses one gemstone in her rings that she makes as well. It's brilliant.
And you could do some serious jewellery out of this strand. Absolutely stacked. This is a 38 centimetre of frosted tiger's eye, and you're paying just £3.95. There is so much potential. I love the fact that this is textured like it is. One of the things I always wish that we had was a bit of more ability to pass things to people over the screen. You know, I'm pleased that it's not, you know, not scratch and sniff or any of that, because, you know, that's enough to say. But actually, for me to be able to go, oh, just feel this, and then pass it to you for you to feel, because the smoothness of it's just satin-like. It's a beautiful feel, and it's so different to what obviously the highly polished tiger's eye is, because obviously the tiger's eye, that when we polish it becomes almost like a hologram. You still capture, if you get close, look, can you see there? Look, you can see the textures. and you can actually see some of that light play. And this is all natural, obviously, but when you polish it, it becomes much more intense. But the neutral qualities, I adore this. £3.95 for a huge 400 carats of tiger's eye. I mean, that's literally on and gone. Of course it's on and gone. That's a massive price tag reduction. Amazing deal. Let's go to... That would go nicely. This is more of your aqua greens. And we know that if you say the word mint at the moment, have you heard about this?
Yeah.
All of the big dealers in the Tucson Gem Fair, you just say the word mint in front of any gemstone, mint, aquamarine, and people will pay more money because mint is the colour. Zavarite, which is one of the rarest of garnets, that sells at a high price point anyway, but is now being sold as mint Zavarite because it can get even more of a price tag. Literally just by adding the word mint. I know, but you do have some of those minty colours coming here, almost spearminty though.
I do like mint choc chips, so I can see where they're coming
do
from.
you?
Yeah, that's
Like
my
a good
favourite
mint
ice
choc
cream.
chip,
Yeah, that's
do
my favourite
you?
ice cream, yeah.
See, I make my own chocolate because I'm lactose intolerant. I make my own chocolate, and it started with my husband buying me a mega trade bar, and it was like this big, and it was that thick. It was a proper trade bar of dairy-free chocolate that I could break down and make my own. And he bought me different flavourings. I used the mint once, and I just thought, what a waste of beautiful chocolate to make it minty. I shan't use it again. I shan't use it. I refuse. My husband's like, it tastes so beautiful and minty. I was like, yeah, but what a waste of lovely chocolate to make it minty. So chocolate orange is my favourite of all of my chocolate flavours. I do strawberry sometimes. Strawberries a bit of. I have to be very careful. Orange you can plough in as much as you like because I like that.
Yeah.
But strawberry you have to be a little bit more.
Yeah, it can be
Maybe it was the
sickly.
mint.
Yeah.
Maybe the mint I just did a bit too much
too much of it, yeah.
But I'm never going to try it again because I'm not going to waste that chocolate. I'm just going to keep on doing the things that I think work. Talking of mintiness, you've got that spearmint aquatone from this wonderful strand that we've brought for you here at £3.95. I've clustered it together because I just want to see that lovely parcel of colour. I love seeing that quality of sumptuous mintiness in that little cluster there. And then when I open it up, I then think, yeah, let's make something exciting. And you just saw in that close-up the twisted design. A torsade necklace would be beautiful with this kind of small nuggets. If I just twist it like that, a simple clasp, and it would look really pretty. And maybe just a little bit of silver detail, you know, the odd silver bead.
Yeah, definitely. Or some of the shell pearls we had earlier, or even that Peruvian pink opal.
Yes.
That would look lovely with that.
Yes, that would be nice. And that just sits very nicely. Torsade, I do like a nice torsade necklace. I do like something that twists because you do see that movement from the gemstones. You've got a price tag of just £3.95. Tonight, is it me or has tonight been just ludicrously low prices all the way through? I think it's probably one of my favourite shows based on the qualities that we've had at the prices. They've been just, you've done a sterling job, chick. Amazing, Beck. Absolute Brahma. Brilliant. Brilliant. Let's go to the what? Ribbon. Oh, it's here. Oh, hello. Just knocked something down.
Is that what you call grow grain, is it? Yeah.
I believe it is. I think this is your grow grain. You're going to do this as a clearance price, are you? Do you need to? I'm sure you don't. You know that carved flower that we had earlier on? Where's it gone? What did I do? Where did I put it?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Maybe a nice on a cuff?
Like a corsage.
Yeah, lovely. And we do have some carved flowers here coming up later on. Looking if you had those, you could put those as a little backdrop and they would look amazing against the cream, wouldn't they? Yeah, anyway, you got this gorgeous 5 metres of your 38mm width gross grain. Is that how you say it? Gross grain? Gros grain?
I think it's
Gros grain. Let's pretend it's French. A gros grain. You've got here, whether it's gros grain, or whether it's whatever you want to say, it's this luxury of the ribbed ribbon. And that's what I believe gros grain means, however you say it. Apologies, I don't know how to say it, but I know what it means. And I know it means the ribbed style. That lovely clearance price tag.
Wow.
That's 5 metres though. I mean, you can spend, you know, £1, £2 on half a metre in some places.
Oh, and that's double faced as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've got the beautiful texture on both sides and the depth of it as well, because I can remember buying ribbon from that place on the high street and it was a couple of pounds for just like half a metre of it.
Well, I mean, I've got friends who do a lot of crafting, and I mean, you could spend a lot of money on these kind of crafting editions, can't you?
Yeah, you've got all Kaleshna's fabulous Kanzashi flower DVDs as well that you can sort of like utilise this ribbon for.
I was just thinking card craft as well.
Yeah.
You know, to just because it's got that smooth texturing. If you wanted to just do maybe along the band of the card, and you just wanted to add a little texture, that would just be beautiful, wouldn't it? That would be great for a wedding car.
Oh, yes, it would. Yeah.
You're planning on getting married? We've got then Pat saying, I paid £16 for a reel of this in purple for my son's wedding.
Wow.
That was quite a large margin, I'd suggest then. That's a margin that retailer is probably going, oh, lovely jubbly, a whole reel, yes, you can have that. That's £16. Amazing for us to be able to. Now, that is a clearance deal. I'm not suggesting that's an average price point we can do, but I don't think that we do it at £16. Congratulations, £2.95. Thanks so much for getting in touch with us there. That's nice to hear from you. Hoping that you're doing well today, hoping that you're staying warm wherever you are, whatever you're doing, make sure you stay safe. I don't know what the weather's doing outside. Anybody? How's it looking, Mike?
Clear, I think.
Is it all right for us?
Definitely clear.
Is it?
Bit cold though, I bet.
Chilly. Very chilly. In the back of my car, I've got sleeping bag, double duvet, 2 lots of pillows, just in case you needed something.
Can you drop me off home then? Because I forgot everything.
Did you? I've got a flask, I've got my toothbrush and my pyjamas and an extra thermal, just in case. I just thought
I feel so
it's better to be. I know, but I've got longer to travel, haven't I?
I've only got 25 minutes.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a trek to go.
Yeah,
So that's why I thought best be prepared. You know, like my dad says, always be prepared. Now, straight on we go, and we have for you your alphabet. Now, alphabet is your stamps of the whole of the alphabet, and you've got your high case and your lower case, and you've got all of your numbers, plus you've also got your craft stamp as well, your actual ink pad.
You could stamp on that ribbon.
You could stamp on the ribbon. That would be nice.
You've got a little logo or a name if you.
Oh, that's cute.
If it's for a wedding.
If it was for a wedding, if you were going to do people's what's it called? Name places.
Yeah.
And you wanted to do a little, like, you could do that on the card and just that on the ribbon. That'd be pretty, wouldn't it? Yes. Take it from the car, though, Angela. So once you've used it on the car, chop it up and then you can stamp on it.
Don't let anybody in.
That's
Just
it.
quickly
I'm
stamp
just going to stamp your name. What's your name? Yes, you can come in now. You've got here. You've also got some little additions, like things like your speech marks and your brackets, etc. So you've got all of this in one combination. How many in total have you got? And I know I should know this. You have 70 pieces, and the stamp size is 9 by 12 by 40. So I'll just pick up. Oh, they're all stuck together. You can see there. So you've got plenty of space for you to hold it, and plenty of space to be able to stamp. I like this. Oh, it's cushioned as well. Oh, that's good. My kids and I, we have a little box of little stamps and things like this. But actually, one of the things I always say is that you need, see that little cushion part here, there. What that does is it actually takes the pressure and absorbs the pressure, so that you get right across the whole of the risen part. The one thing with the children's ones is you obviously don't get that because it's just a kid's toy, and it doesn't quite absorb, so it doesn't guarantee that when you put it down and when you press down, it then, can you see? You can actually see how it concertinas up. Watch. And you've got that quality there. Now you do get the art ink pad as well, so you get all of this together. Lovely little presentation box, isn't it? Yeah, it'd be a great gift for somebody. Oh, you've got a question mark and an exclamation mark and an and. So if you are doing maybe some wedding bits and you wanted it, it's maybe I don't know, Vicky and Peter. Yeah, that was a long time ago. And you could do that because you've got the little and there as well. So all of this, you've got that. I didn't even know the price had even come on. It was £9.95. I didn't even know that the price had come on. I didn't even know that. Yes, I didn't even. I'm too busy chatting. Too busy. I like that little box.
It's very, very
That'd be a great little. I mean, for a gift for somebody,
perfect
and you
little
give
gift.
that.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like a £9.95
No,
gift, does it?
doesn't.
One postage and packaging as well. So if you've already bought from us today, this would be an add it to your order, and you wouldn't have to pay an additional fee because it's a larger parcel. We just absorb the costs. So it is just one postage and packaging for the whole day, and that's a phenomenal deal, really, isn't it? Right, where shall we go next? What shall we do? The Jewellery Maker. I like this tool a lot.
Yeah, it's a good tool, this one.
First of all, I like the practicality that it actually doesn't take up a lot of space.
Yep.
Something really important about some tools is that they're too big.
Yes,
Sometimes
they
they
are.
just take up too much space,
They're
don't
not
they?
portable at all.
No.
They're just designed just for craft rooms.
Yes,
or
exactly.
workshops,
And we don't all have that, because I
No.
don't. I've got a craft box that comes out and goes on the kitchen table,
Yeah.
and then has to be all put away again, you
That's
know, at
it,
the end
yeah.
of play.
Yeah.
So you've got to have something that condenses into an appropriate size to store, don't you? You've got here your jump ring maker, 4mm, 6mm, 7mm, and 8mm jump ring maker that you have. And I'll just quickly show you. You can see there, this is the key. You then put on your little shank, and as you can see there, now all you do is you place your wire through the hole, and then you start your wire like so, and as you rotate, no, it's the other way. Which one do you rotate? You rotate your
that
finger,
one,
don't you?
that's it, yeah.
I knew you rotated one. As you rotate round, and you obviously have your finger here holding the wire, it literally rotates round, and your wire builds up into your rings. And then you can then unattach it from the little cable here, unattach it, and then you will have a spring of your wire. Chop up those, and hey presto, you have your jump rings. It's as simple as that. And then you do have your variant gauges as well. You have your gauges at 4. Hello there, Vix. There's your 4, 6, 7, and 8. All of those for £5.95. And we've got a customer review there for Susan. Thank you, Susan. She says, works a treat. Great product. Thank you. And that's our independent FIFO results. If you do get the chance to give us a nice independent FIFO result, then we always love to hear from you. Great positive reviews. Or if there's something that we could learn from, then we love to hear as that. We always want to keep evolving as a business, and it's always lovely to hear from you. £5.95 is all you pay. Huge congratulations. Lots to look forward to. Now, we're coming up to the last hour, but we know what we've got to look forward to because I've shown you them a bajillion times. Those gorgeous pearls and more, with lots and lots of why-fors and wherefores and how to get started and how to advance. All of that to come straight after this. Getting started with Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. When you spend with us £4.95, you will get a free welcome pack. That welcome pack will give you pretty much everything you need to get started. From a manual, which will help you to familiarise yourself with all of the items that you're going to be creating and all of the products that you need, including tools and findings and threads. You'll also get a DVD and step-by-step project cards. These cards and the DVD will give you the chance to be able to create a wonderful arrangement of different items of jewellery. Plus, you'll also get a free 3-pack of tools. These will be everything you need to get started. So, getting started with the Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. So why not give it a go today? Jewellery Maker, your one-stop shop for all your jewellery making needs.
Did you know, no matter how many times you purchase with Jewellery Maker in the same day, you'll only be charged one fee of postage and packaging. Select our standard delivery for just £2.95, or if you'd like to receive your goods sooner, upgrade to our premium option for £4.95. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
It's easy to stay in touch with Jewellery Maker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 65,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with Jewellery Maker. The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker Studio, Ivy House, Henley Road, Studley, B80 7DU, and make sure you don't forget your customer number. Get making and good luck. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
At Jewellery Maker, we are always looking at ways to provide you with a fantastic shopping experience. With this in mind, we'd like to welcome you to our new pre-order option. Selected items throughout the day will be put on display and made available for pre-order. When the presenter informs you that the pre-order service is available on an item, this is your chance to pop it into your online basket, or speak to one of our brilliant call centre team members and be one of the first to secure your purchase. Well, welcome back to the last hour here of our live show. Of course, that's not where it all ends. We've got plenty of reruns and things to look forward to beyond that. And of course, you can add to your order all the way through until midnight tonight on that single postage and packing. But it is going to be a very, very exciting final hour because we've got loads and loads of treats to fit in. And probably some of those treats you've seen already because I've given you a bit of a heads up. Especially with the pearls. I mean, the classic part of jewellery making is that you can really get traditional stylised jewellery, you know, to the present day instantly when you work with the right ingredients.
Yes, yeah, that's it. And, you know, with pearls, pearls will never go out of fashion. Never, ever, ever. And I don't think you could ever fail to make beautiful classic jewellery with pearls.
I don't think
you can have a contemporary edge, but it will still have its roots in those classics.
I feel like there's almost a sense of guaranteed timelessness to jewellery that's made with pearls. Yeah. And in some ways, I love the embracing of if you're just getting started into jewellery making, or you're just meeting us for the first time, you're already a jewellery maker, but you're just meeting us, or you know us well enough that you've bought for pearls before and you know how good we are. I think this is a wonderful introduction from all angles of how easy it is to get really good looking jewellery from pearls. Now what we're going to do is that something a little bit different, because normally we'd head into a kit now. What we're actually going to do is going to give you back-to-back pearl offers and then spend a little bit of time with Fleur making those classics and those real must-have pearl pieces for your jewellery collection. So forgive us that there's not a kit, but I don't think you're going to forgive us. No, I don't think you're going to mind. Forgive us, but you're not going to. Yeah, I don't think you're going to mind at all because we are going to be able to bring you those world-class deals and those extra special opportunities. Now we're going to start, and I will just remind you, if you know us well enough, the pricing on our pearls is outlandishly low. Absolutely balmy low, and some of that is just based on buying power. In fact, probably most of it is based on buying power. How good we are at accessing those deals and getting those a quantity that gives us the freedom to drive the price low, even on some of the most difficult pearls to come by, and that's what you're looking at here. For a lot of the time, it's easier to come by your 7mm than it would be to come by your 3x4s, and that's because there's a classic tradition in the gem trade that everybody wants, and I don't know who decided this, but everybody wants the classic 7 to 8mm. They don't, right? They just don't, especially as jewellery makers. We don't like that boundary. We want the differential, don't we? We want size. And you know, when we've got so many gorgeous gemstones of variant sizes, pearls need to have the same reflection of size variant.
Definitely.
And this kind of strand is really difficult to come by. As I say, we can give you your 6 and 7, 8mm. Those are probably easier to come by than this size. 3x4mm, brand new strand. This is a brand new strand. We've not done anything like this before. I've worked this strand alongside most of the pieces that you've seen tonight, including that beautiful Burmese sapphire, and you can see how pertinent the quality of that pearl is against the Burmese sapphire. You can see how sumptuous the pearls hold themselves against that rich royal blue, and you've got the luxury of these 3x4s. 3x4s, you know, for those who seed bead, you know, this is a size that would be beautiful to weave and stitch with.
Yeah, definitely. Beautiful with shibori. My mum does a lot of shibori ribbon, and she uses these little seed beads. I use them as I have done here as beautiful spacers.
Yes.
I've just started to put together a little suite of jewellery, just to highlight just how far these pearls are going to go, really.
Yeah, when you see it like that, you don't think they're going to go that far, do you?
And they go such a long way. You know, and you just think that you've got all these pearls and you can use them as spacers, but equally they will look just as beautiful, just as a necklace by themselves.
I mean, I didn't even think about putting it on. I didn't even think about, you know, I could just do a really simple. Now, obviously, you have the pearl knotting workshop. Now, we've been talking about this. March the 27th.
7th.
I think it's the 27th.
27th to 28th, I can't remember which
Yeah,
one it is.
but we've talked about it several times, because every time I put pearls to wear, I've gone, we do a workshop that can teach you how to knot, and I've had it registered. In fact, I think it might have been Ben who found out for me the first time we talked about it. Can you remember?
I think it's for 28th.
Do you? And I thought it was the 27th, but that I've been looking at my calendar all day today, and so dates are just, I'm rubbish with dates in the best of times. You know, I shan't even tell you my worst. I've just got an appalling memory, even for my children's birthdays. Yeah, I can't even remember my children's birthdays. Well, I can. Oh, really, I can't. I'm appalling. It took me, and I exaggerate not, it took me 8 years to remember my husband's birthday was roughly around the 10th or 11th of January. And sometimes it's the 12th. Even now just verbalising it, I'm panicking. I get a little bit hot and sweaty and I go, is it the 10th, is it the 11th, is it the 12th? Is it, and I know my son's got something. What is it?
28th.
Yeah, 28th. Okay, so it's the 28th. So if you want to learn pearl knotting, and pearl knotting is essentially a fantastic technique that separates the pearls to make them individual. And for a long time, the tradition was to knot your pearls so that if, for example, the necklace broke, then instead of having all of your pearls descend upon the floor, what would actually happen was if, for example, it did break, you'd lose one pearl, but they were all separately knotted, so it would keep the whole necklace as integrated, is that the right word, together as possible, so you would only lose one pearl instead of the whole strand of pearls. So that's where it first, that's how I first interpreted pearl knotting as essential.
Yeah, they're knotted for a couple of reasons. That's one of the reasons. They're also knotted to showcase their natural beauty.
Single, yes.
And also because pearls are quite delicate little flowers and they don't like to be up against each other and sort of like that friction between the two of them. So yeah, you have to sort of like, if you put the knot between them, it just helps just to...
They also argue. They like to be... They argue amongst each other.
Yeah.
Very, very much worth keeping them apart. You know, some dreadful fights between...
When you are knotting a pearl of this size, traditionally you would knot every third pearl rather than every one, because the knot is exactly the same size as the pearl then, so it looks too gappy. So you do every third.
That'd be really nice, actually. It would almost be like an intaglio chain, wouldn't it? It's like 3 in 1, 3 in 1.
I think it's just, I'm just sort of like predisposed to putting small pearls into trios, and so I've separated them with one of the spacer beads, but you can see if that was a knot, how it would look, rather than sort of like the sort of like every one, if you like.
Now, I just have to let you know, the first lot of strand is sold out. The second lot is also going the same way, so you have got to be very, very quick. A little bit more of this one, but it's going to be first come, first served. So these are your, again, white freshwater pearls. You've got exactly the same opportunity in terms of that regard of luxury. I adore the potato pearl. Hate the name of it, but love the shape of it. I think it's one of those, why would you name something in such a strange way? And yet, that is the trade name for this shape of pearl. I know loads of my husband, it's the one thing he says, why do you use the word potato? Because that's the trade name for it. And there's no point in us changing the trade because the trade has held that regard of that shape, but the potato. So what's the word?
It's unattractive.
Unattractive word as it is, because a potato is not the most attractive vegetable. Let's have a quick dialogue. What's the most attractive vegetable? Putting it out there. Courgette. Yes. Really? Yeah. I like a good broccoli. Ooh. Nice flourishing tree. Yes. A cauliflower. Nice. Okay, so we have nice dilemma, nice conversation. We have got for you your 2x3 mil, the luxury of this fabulous, fabulous quality, and it's yours for the taking. 38 centimetre strand that we have for just one price tag, and that price tag is $5.95. $5.95 is all you pay. And I mean, again, we're talking about how much jewellery we can make for $5.95. Yeah. We're not talking about having to just make one piece, because actually, in all honesty, there's a freedom here where you could do a lovely pair of earrings matched with a fantastic bracelet, and perhaps then do a little, you know, cascading necklace piece.
That's it, yeah.
You know, you can be really clever with with making one strand go a long way.
You can make one strand go a long, long way. You know, for me, this would definitely be sort of like 2 stack of bracelets and a pair of earrings.
I'm interested to see that you've used the beading thread. Has the beading thread gone through the smaller drill holes then?
Yeah. Even though they're small pearls, they're smaller pearls, like the 2x3, you've still got a very, very generous beading hole there. So the drill hole is very, very generous. And it always amazes me how you can drill a pearl, because you drill a pearl from side to side.
Yes.
And
how do they do that?
I'd be making lots of pearlescent powder if I was doing this.
That's pretty amazing. I was expecting for you to when you're about to demonstrate, I was about to say you're going to be using the monofilament with the pearls, but you don't need to.
Go straight on.
Oh, I'm really impressed by that. My absolute expectancy was you to say fire line or monofilament is the only thing that's going to go through this, or some of your featherweight head pins, because but no, you've got your thick ones as well.
I've got the thick ones through the larger pearls, but the smaller. These smaller pearls have gone perfectly onto
the featherweight
head pins.
Amazing. On and gone, £5.95. It's seriously busy this evening. And you know, it's so nice to have your company. It's very nice to know that you're joining us, especially when I'm hoping that we embrace, you know, the getting started, those who have just met us before, and for those who are advancing. Maybe you wanted to try something different. Maybe you want to go back to the beginning because you think they'd go back to the beginning and designing something in the, you know, the getting started way. Actually, will then take you to somewhere new when you do a design. So we're going to do that with you. But before we do that, we're going to do a full-length luxury strand of black freshwater pearls. These are 9x10 to 9x11. And again, you are looking at something really is impressive. You can see this whole desk here is full of those black pearls. That's everything in all of the jewellery that you're going to be able to make from this one deal. And that's the strand that you're going to get. We've just broken it up, and as you can see, Fleur's created this fantastic arrangement of potential combinations, whether that's playing with them, perhaps breaking up with the white seed pearls, or whether you're just going to give that eclectic quality to a tri-cascade of these. I mean, I'll just show you that. And you know, anybody who says I can't make jewellery, which was me, just to be clear, I absolutely believed I could not make jewellery. This is such an easy way to show how to make a pendant.
It is.
And you know, we do some fantastic chains, and if you just want a really nice solid chain, and you just want to you know, you can get one of our chains, or you can make your own chain with the findings pack that you get with us from our welcome pack. But all you need is one head pin.
That's all it is. Yeah, just one head pin and one jump ring that I've used there.
That's amazing, and that's gorgeous. I mean, that could be, I could almost imagine that on a lariat necklace, you know, a nice 30+ drop, and sitting there, maybe on a nice maxi dress, or, you know, like a white shirt, where you just want to have a little bit of an accentuated look, you know, a little bit more Cosmo look.
Yeah.
I would need some kind of like nice, you know, chic cocktail, like a mojito.
Yeah,
or...
and some really large sunglasses.
Yes.
Sat outside in Marbella.
Yes. No children, because any white shirt or any kind of white that I wear, never white for long.
Yeah.
I mean, genuinely, I don't even know why I put white clothes on.
I once wore a pair of white linen trousers, and within about 5 minutes, I had tomato ketchup down them. Yeah, it looked
And
really
that's
nice.
it. That's it. And then you're done, aren't you?
Yeah, that's it. And so no, I stick to the darker colours or more. That's why I wear quite a lot of colours. So when I spill things down me, it potentially can look like part of the pattern.
I meant to do this. I'll take that on board. £6. Top tip.
Just eat food the same colour as your clothes and you're fine.
Fine. I did that, plenty of blueberries in that today then. Lovely. £6.95. £6.95. Beg your pardon, I said like that was an average price point for black freshwater pearls. It's not. These are luxury. These are your dyed black freshwater pearls. They are the real deal. They are genuine freshwater pearls, perfectly finished with that gorgeous seduction of the black that just gives that, I think, that elevated status of luster. Now, you don't often talk about pearls with luster because pearls don't really have a luster because they have an orient of light. So the light moves over the pearl instead of biting straight off in like a lighthouse. So luster is the light. The best way to describe it is like a lighthouse in darkness. It's how the light hits off the surface of the gemstone and comes hitting back out again. So that's luster. But these have a lustrous quality because of the colour of them. But instead of having that lighthouse effect, what you've got is that movement of light. You've got that sheen that shifts over the stones. Absolutely fab look. Love those.
I don't know if you can see that the three that I've chosen, the top one that's nearest my hand that I hold it, that's got a red purple.
I can see
the
that,
next one is green, and the next one is like a beautiful like blue, like a midnight blue. So the colours that you're going to get, the different colours from just 3 pearls that are there.
It's not, and in some ways, you know, the nice thing is that the black is actually, it almost brings out more of the pearl essence. It doesn't hide it, it doesn't coat it, it just almost draws out individual shades of pearl essence. At £6.95, another crazy deal. And of course, if you have got a phone in your hand and you're joining us tonight, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations, fantastic deals. If you want to try us out and you've never done it before, maybe you already make jewellery, or perhaps you want to get started into jewellery making and you fancy giving it a go, this is the way to do it. This is the evening. This is to give you, and we're about to show you step-by-step instruction on how easy it is to take 1 strand of pearls, maybe 2 strand of pearls, because you could have your smaller pearls and your larger pearls and play with them that way. But take a strand, and all you need is to spend £4.95 with us, and you're brand new, you've never bought from us before, and a welcome pack will come whisking its way with your purchase. Now, this is the welcome pack, and in the welcome pack you get pretty much everything you need. And I don't mean just in terms of tools, but I mean inspiration. I mean step-by-step guidance. I mean a perfect way for us to introduce ourselves to you, because we are passionate about jewellery making. We want so many other people to be passionate about jewellery making, and so we do something that perhaps many places would just think would be crazy, and perhaps it is a little bit. We give you 3 free tools. So we give you the tools that you need to get started. Now, these are obviously just the get started tools. You know, you'll see often, you know, our guest designers working with different styles of tools, but these are the essential go-tos.
Principles are exactly the same.
Yes.
You know, they're just, for me, these are the 3 that I'm going to use tonight.
Yeah.
They're exactly the same. I've got a round nose plier, a cutter, and a sort of like a chain nose plier, and that's it. So they may look slightly different, the coloured handles are slightly different, but the principle, they work exactly the same.
So these come free with your welcome pack. You just need to spend £4.95 and be brand new to us, but you get lots more, because you also get information project cards. Now, what we're going to show you in this little moment is kind of translated into these project cards, step-by-step instruction on how to make some very classic jewellery. For example, a pearl bracelet, for example, a pearl necklace, and a pair of earrings that we'll be able to show you. Your project cards come free of charge with your welcome pack. You'll get things like a manual in the welcome pack that gives you that introduction to all of the things that perhaps we talk about, that you're still trying to go, okay, so what is a head pin? Or what does a jump ring do? And, you know, keep on talking about those things called crimp beads. Well, what do they do? All of those things. And now, you know, when I first started here at Jewellery Maker, I promise you, I just didn't have a clue. And it's, you know, it's just working with these and just perhaps familiarising yourself. What does a crimp bead do? It's a stopper to hold a gemstone or something into place on a thread. You know, what does a head pin do? We're going to show you what a head pin can be, but a head pin can be a lot of different functions within jewellery making. So we're going to go through that now and introduce you to the findings pack. This findings pack comes free of charge with your welcome pack, and all of the threads that you're going to see Flo working with, free of charge with your welcome pack.
Do you know, I used to teach dressage horse riding, and I can imagine if someone came along for their first lesson, so you go along for your first lesson and you have your lesson and you pay your money and they go, for free of charge, I'm going to give you the hat, the back protector, the boots and the trousers for you to then come back the next time, and you've got everything that you need. It doesn't happen in any other
No, we have
hobby.
We have tried to think of anyone else or anywhere else that kind of gives you everything, barring simply, you know, one ingredient. Now, you can spend £4.95, you can buy one strand of pearls for £6.95, and all of this will come to you if you've not bought from us before. I really would encourage you to give it a go. And as I say, it's a lovely journey to start. Now, anybody who's not a crafter, I'll hold my hands up, nor am I, but I do love the reward of jewellery making. It's something that took me a long time to step into. I keep it basic still. You know, most of the techniques you're seeing here are still the techniques I do 5 years down the line. Maybe maybe I started about 5 years ago. I probably started tinkering and starting to believe in myself that I could do something. But I still stick with these techniques, and I love the jewellery that I create. You know, I know a lot of people like to explore new avenues and go off to. And if you're looking for new mediums, we're the place, because we'll give you so many different options. Chainmail earlier on that you could learn, or the likes of wire working. So loads of different options. But we are hopefully going to be where you turn to, not just for the provisions of your tools and your threads and your gemstones and your crystals and your seed beads, but hopefully your inspiration as well, you know, the guidance. And you're about to show us just kind of the whys and wherefores, aren't you?
Yeah, so with any findings pack that you get from Jewellery Maker, you're going to be able to make multiple pieces of jewellery.
Yes.
So with this one that we've got in the Get Started pack, you can make quite a lot of pieces of jewellery. You've got 5 bolt ring clasps for starters. You have like 1 metre of chain. I mean, I've just used 18 inches of chain there just to create just that necklace with 1 head pin, 1 jump ring, and 3 pearls. So, you know, you've got a lot of findings in there, and they're findings that you would use throughout your jewellery making journey. You know, we don't say, oh, these are beginners findings. No. And then when you get sort of like your next brownie badge, you get your next level of findings. It doesn't work like that. These are the same findings that you're always going to use. So I was going to show you how to put a clasp on. So what I've done, just so that you don't have to see me thread them all, you saw me in the last hour just sneakily threading them on, because you know, the design is the fun part. So, you know, how you design your pieces. So I've designed a necklace and a bracelet just using 2 of those strands of pearls that we've just done. So as you can see, I've just literally looked at my design, thought how I wanted to sort of like demonstrate the beauty of these pearls, and I've used quite very similar to the cards that are in the Get Started pack. So all I've done is I've gone ahead and I've pre-strung those. Now, when you're going to make a necklace with a centre section like this, if you do have a bracelet board or a necklace board, they're very, very simple to work out. But basically, I started at the middle here, and I started to move around and add. So I've got equal amount of pearls all the way around. I took a length of beading thread that was quite a lot longer than the actual necklace I wanted to create. So I've got an extra sort of like 5-6 inches on either side. Now, the reason for that is you get so much beading thread on your rod, on your reel, so much. It's no fun trying to bend over a very small amount of beading thread. You're better off, you know, taking a little bit more beading thread and make it an enjoyable experience rather than a
fiddly one.
because you can always use those little bits anyway for earrings and that kind of thing.
But you do get so much thread.
You get so much thread, and this is just the beading thread that I've used. I've not used any of the elastic or the monofilament. So I've got my necklace and my bracelet ready to show you how to make.
Yeah.
I'm also going to make 2 pairs of earrings. Now, with pearls especially, I've got generally, and gems of distinction, like that beautiful Burmese sapphire that we had earlier, generally have a smaller drill hole in them. But in our findings pack, we don't just say, okay, well, we can't use head pins when we've got a smaller drill hole. We actually have these beautiful featherweight head pins. If I just pick them up, you can see that they are sort of like very, very different in their wire thicknesses. So you've got options there to use.
Yeah.
So you can see this one is quite bendy and this one isn't. So this one's a lot thicker in your wire, but it just means that you can actually then use all those gemstones that you've got in your stash or that you've bought, you know, to be able to make your beautiful earrings.
And I presume, you know, you can do different ways of closing up, depending on the thickness of the gauge of the head pin.
So there's 2 different. So we'll start with the earrings, because earrings are something that I think a lot of people like to make first. And you speak to a lot of designers, they'll start when we get our kits, we'll start with the earrings, because the earrings start to get your creative juices flowing, if you like. So you get your earrings and you go, right, okay, now so I've got my earrings, now what am I going to make?
It's funny because when I had my daughter's 2 friends over, one of my daughters is 9, and we had a sleepover, and to keep them quiet while I put my 2-year-old and my 6-year-old to bed, I said, let's do some jewellery making. And the one thing they said, when I said, let's make some jewellery, and we went to make a bracelet, and I said, you know what we could do? We could make some earrings for your mum for Mother's Day, you know, for each of them. Just the delight. I mean, the sheer thrill of just giving the gift of something they've made. And a pair of earrings, it took such a short period of time, but the reward and the happiness. And I know that for myself. You know, it doesn't have to be a 9-year-old child. You know, you could be a 90-year-old, lady who's never crafted before. The reward of making a pair of jewellery earrings is fabulous.
It is. And you know, in essence, you're using 2 of your beads.
That's it.
If you're going to use just 2, you can use as many as you want.
Yeah, because this is and for those who are new, and forgive us if you're not new, because you already know this, but it's quite nice to recap sometimes, isn't it? Nice to go back on techniques. This is obviously a pair of single earrings. 1 pearl again, 1 pearl just like you've got with Fleur, and then you get the step by step. So you're going to watch now, but you also have this, and all of the techniques are on our DVD that comes with the actual welcome pack as well.
Okay, so we're going to make a wrapped loop on the top of these pearls. So a wrapped loop is more of a secure loop, so it's actually wrapped around the actual base of your wire. So it won't open and close like an eye-pin loop will. I find these a lot better and a lot more secure when you're making earrings. So what I'm going to do is your round nose pliers are conical, so they've got a really small end here and a really larger sort of like mandrel at the bottom. So just choose an area where you think you're going to have a nice size loop, but remember where that area is, because we've got earrings, we want to make them both exactly the same. So I've actually gripped the head pin or the piece of wire in my round nose pliers, and I'm sitting it right on top of the pearl. There's no gap from the pliers to the actual pearl, and I'm going to push the head pin away from me, so it's now on a 45-degree angle. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to release the pressure on my pliers and let the pliers sit back vertically. So they were horizontal before, I've now let them go vertical, but I've now got a free jaw at the top, so the wire's coming out through the middle of the 2 jaws. I've got a free jaw at the top here, and I'm now going to bring the wire all the way over the top of that free jaw till it gets to the other side and it can't physically go anymore. Okay, so now I'm stuck. I can't go anymore. So all I'm going to do now is release the pliers again and just flip the pliers back to a vertical position.
You haven't taken them out at any point. You're just literally flipping them from one angle to another.
Them around. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring the wire across the front to create the loop, so you can see how the loop now has started to create. And now just using the end of this wire, I'm now just going to, if I just bring it that way around so it's the right side for me, I'm now just going to 2 seconds, because I did it the right way for the camera. There we go. So now I've brought that wire around the end, and I'm now just going to start to coil this wire around that head pin till it reaches the pearl. So you can see there now it's reached the pearl. There's no movement on the pearl. It's nice and secure in there. It's a nice neat wrap. You know, it's not gappy. It's nice and neat. I can now take my pliers out and just give that a final push around. I now have my loop at the top with my coils there. I can now take my cutters and using just the end of your cutters, going in as close as you can to that little loop, cut off the excess of the wire. Don't chuck this away because you can use this in your polymer clay. Going in with my flat nose pliers or my chain nose pliers now, and just give that a little squeeze around, and there I've got a perfect wrap loop. If I hold
See,
it
it could be a pair of earrings, it could be a charm on a bracelet, it could be a pendant on a trace chain.
Yeah,
so
that's all
you've
it
got, from that one simple technique,
Yeah.
you've got the potential of 3 or 4 pieces of jewellery to be made.
Jewellery, yeah. So I'm now just going to take
Amazing.
my shepherd hook. Now with your shepherd hook, these do have eye-pin loops. So an eye-pin loop is just, if I just hold it up there, you can see it's just a circle of metal at the bottom.
Yeah.
But just in this area here, it's not actually attached to anything. So I can open that like I open a jump ring. So all I'm going to do is just open that towards me. If I just angle that so you can see that it's now slightly open.
So you don't distort the ring by opening like a gate.
That's it, you've opened it like a door. And then I'm just going to bring my loop of my pearl onto there, and all I'm going to do is close that loop back up, and I now have a beautiful pearl earring.
I do like the simplicity of these pieces because they work so well. If you like that look, or I know I've had several people go in, can I make these? So you could with the black pearl, but actually I know a lot of you have been asking for the white pearls. Right, I've got white pearls, but they are limited. Very, very limited. I have 1919. Now, I can tell you now I've sold over, what, 200, 300 pearls in this last hour or so. So it's fair to say that 19's not going to be enough, but we didn't want to let you down. If you were asking for the look like that could make this earring. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed?
Oh, is that you? Is it? Oh.
Have you noticed? Have you noticed? I get about, you know. Notice they didn't want the face. They just wanted the bits that can't be seen. You've got here these lovely Baroque pearls, 8x9 to 11x9 luxury size, and these could be that feature for the ear. These could be that feature for the neckline. In perhaps mixing, especially with the black pearls, they would look spectacular as a double mix. At $7.95. I really genuinely want you to do a little bit of research on the price of genuine freshwater pearls elsewhere, especially Baroque pearls. At the moment, Baroque pearls have gone through the roof.
They have, yeah. They have. Every designer wants to work with Baroques.
It's because it's natural, formating. It's formating natural. That's not even the word formating, is it? But it's because they're forming in a natural shape that can't be replicated. And because they're classic round, the pearl farmers have now mastered how to guarantee a classic round. Well, actually, the one thing that the industry's saying is, well, if you can replicate that, what we want is something you can't replicate, something that is different and unique. That's why Baroque pearls are so expensive these days. Baroque pearls have just gone through the roof. I've seen prices for Baroque pearl bracelets that I would never have thought would have happened. And yet, you've got the chance to be able to make a bracelet, a pendant, an earring, whatever you want, for just £7.95. Congratulations, you got that. Those are going to sell out. So before we go any further, I beg your pardon. We're just going to quickly do box 7 as well. Box 7, like you need that. I'm doing box 7 now. Number 7, just number 7. That's it. Number 7 on my list, but not from any box.
Not from a box. We don't keep things in boxes.
You've got here your black freshwater button beads. Button beads. I love button beads. And the thing is that with button beads you have one flat side and one rounded side. So if you do want to do them like this, and you want to set them perhaps on the hand, so you want a flat surface, or you want to perhaps create something that can then sandwich together, flat to flat, you can do that. These beautiful, gorgeous pearls, you don't see them very often. I can't even remember the last time I saw a button pearl come to wear, especially not at the price, especially not, I was going to say under £10. And I should have known that under £10 was not going to be £9.95, but it's £5.95. You've got a full 18cm strand here, an amazing quality of opportunity, an amazing treat. Let me just check. I'm going to just check that this is 18cm. Here it is. It's bang on. I looked at it and I thought, that doesn't look like 18cm. I've just said it. I do need to show you because we've both gone, are they 18cm? I just want to show you it is 18cm. I can't quite see, so I'm hoping that can you see that, where my finger is? I don't mind moving my fingers, but you get an idea. My finger's holding the very end. Hang on, let's make sure I'm at the very end there. Can you see? 18cm. So that's guaranteed. I just wanted to make sure, because we both looked, oh, that doesn't look like 18, but it is. £5.95 is all you pay for 18cm of luxury button pearls. Now, what are you going to show us next?
So I'm going to show you now how to put the clasp on. So we've made our earrings.
Yes.
So we quite like a
bracelet.
bracelet.
Yeah, we want
we want a bracelet
combination,
and a necklace
please.
to
Yes.
go with it. So what we're going to use to pop a clasp on. So there's with different mediums, there's different ways to add clasps. If you're a seed beader, you would probably stitch it into place. But with beading, we use these little crimp tubes. So they're literally just like little tubes of metal that we're going to squish. We're going to use a bolt ring clasp. This crimp cover is going to cover what we squash down, so it makes a nice professional look. And we're going to use a jump ring as well, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the end of my
And all of
beading
these
thread.
findings are part of a findings pack. If you want to buy the findings pack, you can find a variety of different versions, whether you want gold plated, whether you want solid sterling silver, rose gold finish, whatever colouring. We've got pretty much everything available. Go to our website. But if you are buying from us today for the first time, your welcome pack will have the findings that you can see here. Might be in the gold version, the yellow gold version, or it'll be in the silver plated version, as you can see there.
So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've just popped that crimp tube onto my beading thread at one end of my bracelet. And again, like I said before, with the amount of beading thread that I've taken more than I actually need, just so it's easy for me to bend that around. So my next thing that I'm going to pop on is I'm going to pop on my jump ring. So this is going to be one end of my clasp. So this is what my bolt ring clasp is going to actually do up to. I'm now going to bend this beading thread. So beading thread is basically sort of like steel wire encased in a plastic sleeve. So it's very bendy, but it has got a lovely sort of like tensile strength to it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back through that crimp tube. And as I pull that crimp tube up into place, can you see how it's captured that jump ring there? So as I bring that into place, I'm going to just move it up. So I've just got a little tiny loop of beading thread. Now what you don't want to do is you don't want to pull that really tight, because this now is going to rub against the actual finding itself, and it becomes more of a static piece. So you don't want any tension on that beading thread there, because we don't want to wear through that lovely plastic coating that's on there.
So we need a little bit of space between the jump ring.
Just a little bit of space, just so you can actually, it's easier to do your piece up if there's that little tiny bit of space. I'm just going to take my flat nose pliers, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a little squish. So I'm just going to bring it up into place and squish it down. And that's what it's designed to do. It's designed to be squished into place. Now, if you're maybe got one of our other toolkits, maybe you bought the larger toolkit, you'll have something in there called crimping pliers.
Yes.
So they're going to create more of a bead shape with your crimps. But in a sense, all you're going to do is squash it flat. And as by squashing it flat, is put the beading thread side by side. And if I just give that a little pull, can you see that that's not going to come off now? So this is now attached onto my beading thread, which is where I've strung my pearls on as well. So what I'm going to do now is, because this has got this beautiful metal inside, these little fine pieces of wire, I'm now going to bend it over to the side. So you can see I've bent it on a 45-degree angle. Now you bend it on a 45-degree angle so you don't cut through the wrong piece and you get a nice flush cut. So I've just cut through that now. And I've now got just one piece of beading thread with my clasp attached, which I can now go ahead and use my crimp cover, which look like little
Pac-Man.
Little Pac-Man, little letter C's, and you can either use your fingers or you can use your pliers to pick them up, but you can see there that that's just gone over the top of that crimp. Really beautiful. That crimp's inside there, and again using my flat nose pliers. Now this does take a little bit of practice, and these 0-on pliers aren't the best ones to close these up because the jaws aren't as big as they are on the ones that you're going to get in your starter pack. So all I'm going to do is just give that a little squeeze around, and all I'm doing is I'm trying to close that to a seamless bead. So I'm just going to keep going. Now what you don't want to do is give it a real good squish because you'll distort the shape of that bead. So you just like nibbling, nibbling away at it. So you just make sure that it's nice and seamlessly closed. And I've now got, if I just bring the pearls up to that edge, I've now got a lovely ending to my bracelet that doesn't look like it's got any mechanics underneath it at all. It looks just like a little silver bead with my jump ring on the other end. And all I'm going to do now is just do exactly the same on the other end, but instead of putting a jump ring on there, I'm going to pop a bolt ring clasp on there.
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
While you do exactly the same, I'm going to do another deal. Peacock freshwater pearls. Now, you think of a peacock's plume, I will guarantee that is what you get within this pearl essence. Absolutely magnificent keshi beads that you have here of your pearls. And that plumage, I don't know, I mean, if I just move it around even just a little bit, you can see the colours, that spectatorial quality, from the greens of the ocean to the pinks of a sapphire, from the turquoises of Paraiba, all the way through to the golden tones of a canary diamond. All of that pearlescence sits within this gorgeous, gorgeous strand of peacock pearls. The combination here is 7x6 to 11x8, so you've got a great variety of size, and you've got the 38cm strand, all for one price tag, and that price tag £6.95 is all you pay. That's £6.95. An amazing quality. Look at that. I mean, what you've got is a signature look, and you've got a signature look whether you're doing a nice simple pearl knotted piece, whether you're going to do, you know, you want to divide up, or whether you just do it like this. I mean, for £6.95, you could just go for broke and make one fabulous necklace. We've just shown you how to add a clasp. That's it. All you need to do is restrand. Now, I would always say to you that the strand that you get, that's a temporary strand on the pearls. We would never recommend that you simply add a clasp to an already stranded pearl, because these are temporary strands. They're not there for you know, for the long haul like the beading thread is designed for. So we certainly would recommend that you get that beading thread or the monofilament if you want to work with delicate pearls. We do Fireline, of course, and Wildfire, which are thicker, more durable, and well, no, they're not thicker, I beg your pardon. They're more durable, but they're nice and slim and slender for pearls as well. So got plenty of options there. Luxury peacock pearls. Love it against the skin because I think it just dances with colour, and all for just £6.95. Huge congratulations. Keshi beads that you have there. Centre drilled, and some of them look like the top drilled, so I quite like the idea of that you've got that mix of the shape. Doesn't it? Congratulations. Lots of added to your order deals today. I feel like we've done lots of deals where you've gone, oh, I may as well get, oh, I'm going to get that. I mean, for example, if you got the Burmese sapphire and then you want to work with the pearls, I mean, that's what, £17 for Burmese sapphire. That was under £10. And then you've got your peacock pearls to add to it for £6.95. So you've got all of that look. And I mean, look how the blues work with that combination. Oh, sorry, I didn't realise that we didn't. Apologies, didn't realise. I could do it, I'll do it on this camera.
Sorry.
Apologies. Yeah, we had a little glitch there, but oh, you can see how well that goes together, can't you? You can see the blues and you can see those gorgeous peacock tones. Apologies, I didn't realise that the talk bucket had gone for Ben, so he just disappeared. Sorry, Ben, didn't realise. Okay, right, where are we going next?
So I'm going to show you now, I'll finish off the necklace in a moment, but I've just finished off the bracelet, so you can see...
Fab.
on the back of the bracelet now, you've got what essentially looks like 2 little metal beads and your bolt ring clasp, and it's good to go. It takes minutes.
Good, doesn't it?
You know, it's the kind of findings that you would find in a jeweller's as well. You
Well,
know,
the
it's
thing is, I mean, obviously Jan, one of our guest designers, she works with pearls day in, day out.
She does.
And she sells her pearls in a number of locations, but in particular, we often talk about her, she has a hotel concessions stand, and she says, you know, she can make a classic pearl bracelet like this and sell it for a 3-figure sum. You know, that type of look could be over £100 in that. You know, if you're working with, you know, especially you'd have to work with silver findings, you know, elevated finishing. These are silver plated findings that you get in the welcome pack, but if you wanted sterling silver, we have those available. I think we have gold findings as well somewhere. So you have all of that opportunity, and the pearls can take that, can't they?
Yeah, definitely.
They can take that elevated setting. Definitely. And that's gorgeous. Love that look.
So the last thing I was going to show you is with the bolt ring clasp, if you wanted to use your chain or any kind of chain that you've got, with the bolt ring clasp, usually with the bolt ring clasp you've got a cut loop on them. So if you see here, the loop that was usually around, if I just turn that so you can see how that's just opened that loop there onto the bottom. So very simply, you can attach in your chain. And the way that you're going to close this loop is exactly the same as how you would close your jump ring. So you come from north to south, so you're just going to go from south to north and close that back up. And there you've got your bolt ring clasp attached now to your chain. So if I just move that chain out of the way.
That's fab.
So you can see there it's just a seamless link for all the way through, which you can then, with a chain like this, you can attach in.
You could do a lovely charm necklace.
Charm necklace, yeah.
Couldn't you? Because you've showed us how to do the wrapped loop with those pearls. Just do those little charms. We could do a full, like, tumbling charm bracelet. I mean, I know we've got one behind that has a similar principle of tumbling. I mean, these are used with head pins, and actually I think they're wire that have been curled in. But either way, you could do this type of design. You know, doesn't always have to be as heavy as the bubble of the bracelet you can see here. But you could do that similar with the chain as the base, because that's what's holding. Somewhere in the middle of that is just a lovely chain that you're going to get as part of the findings pack.
So if you were going to make a necklace, when we first started the show, we were talking about those beautiful garnets with, you know, having a beautiful charm at the back, so on your extender chain. So if you imagine this would be our extender chain, so this is where our clasp is. This is our extender chain. I've just done another wrapped loop onto the pearls. I've opened up a jump ring, again, north to south, so like you're opening a door rather than east to west. And then all you're going to do is pop that through the end of your loop that you've made and through the end of the loop of chain. Close that jump ring up. And there you've got a lovely addition to a necklace on an extender chain. So very, very simply, just again using a couple of your components out of your starter pack, and whichever beads or pearls that you're going to use, you can have these gorgeous charms on the end as well.
Gorgeous. And actually, just thinking of one of those or one of these, because you've got the wide, you can imagine that, especially if you wanted to make it a drape down, especially if you've got like a backless dress, or you know, you just want something to be a little bit more. I love these. Again, Keshi pearls, very, very, very popular here with us. You've got 11 by 9 to 16 by 12, so we're going some serious size. And some of our most expensive pearls are either the larger size or the smaller size, because you know, the middle size, that 7mm, the 8mm, are much more easy to come by than the bigger and the smaller. This lovely champagne Keshi pearl strand. Ah, wow. I mean, these are one-off stones, though, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
Now, this piece is this strand has never been seen under £20 before. We have got an amazing opportunity for you, an incredible deal, a fabulous look, and I'm just going to pop this on the neckline. Let me just show you where I would put it, and I guess this is just the way I was thinking when I saw it. I just saw that I've got a very simple black t-shirt on tonight, and I think, you know, for me, if I was going to, I would need to wear some jewellery just to make it less plain. But this is the kind of, you pull a little black dress on and you put a necklace like this on, you look at the bee's knees, don't you?
Yeah, it's a fully finished outfit.
Yeah, isn't it?
With a necklace like this.
This strand has never been under £20 before, and yet that's exactly what we do. Can I put it with the black spinel, do you think?
Oh, that's nice.
Black and gold,
That is
black and gold, black and gold. That's just what I was thinking. But you've got that black and gold potential, the champagnes of the Keshies, already sold out on that. That was the lowest price that you'll have ever seen on those. And now we go to that luxury. You see, I mean, you've just seen it with the gold, but what about putting it with those lovely, delicate ice whites of those pearls as well? You could see that as a combination. Black spinel, so versatile. I mean, crazy versatile and so exquisitely dramatic. You know, you've got something that's the luster. You know, we were talking earlier on about luster, like reacting like a lighthouse in the pitch black of night. That's what this is, dancing light over those facets. Faceted and crafted and cut to perfection. You've got there an amazing quality in your 18 centimetre strand. It's 6 to 10 millimetre in size. So that's 6 mil, very versatile, 10 mil, exceptionally versatile. Altogether, one strand, under £10. That's £9.95 only, £9.95 for that quality. And again, you know, just taking the principles of the project cards and, you know, thinking about that pearl bracelet, the project card is just the inspiration of the technique, the how-to of the bracelet. You don't have to use the same ingredients on the project card. In fact, the project card is just giving you the chance to be able to really adapt your techniques to a whole host of different styles of jewellery. You know, maybe you've got the freedom of opportunity to take the look of this, do a nice graduated bracelet in the same style and just break it up with the little silver beads like you've got in this pearl bracelet. That would be easy enough to do, wouldn't it? Maybe a stretchy bracelet, make it even easier and just do a nice stretchy on that. Lovely look, absolutely fabulous. Now we do have something special just to top off, and that is the luxury of your emerald. Is this the one that we were talking about earlier on? Is this the Carnauba? Now, the thing is there's that Carnauba emerald, Brazilian emerald, chromite-rich emerald. In fact, the most laden chromite-rich emerald in the world. Should not go to the price that you're about to see. I'm about to bring you 65 carats of Carnauba Brazilian emerald. I'm bringing you the larger, gorgeous ovals, not your itsy bitsy nuggets. I'm not talking about chips. I'm not talking about nuggets. I'm talking about ovals of luxurious, impact-worthy emerald. 31 centimetre strand, so it's a heavy strand in terms of length, but it's a heavy detail of 65 carats. Brazilian. Now you could have bought the pearls, or right now you could buy the luxury, and I'm sure for a lot of people, I mean, lots of people don't believe that it's genuine gemstones when you say £4.95, and I get it, I totally get it, because you go to your local jeweller shop and you spend, what, 50, 100, 300, 700, you can spend hundreds, thousands of pounds on emerald, you know, or you can come to us, you still get genuine emerald. Now, these are not synthetics, they're not replicas, these are genuine emeralds. You can get a certificate of authenticity for an extra 25 pence, and that will prove to you that these are Brazilian. I'd classify them as Carnauba, because that's the grading that I'm looking at here. Carnauba is a mining area within Brazil, and you've got the luxury of these graduated plain ovals. They take you from 6x5 to 10x6 for £4. That £5 today has gone so far, hasn't it?
It
I mean,
really has.
every time we've said under £5, I've just gone, but you could spend £5 in a blink of an eye these days.
Yeah. Oh, you can.
Goodness me, like my children, my mum and dad came down to visit us, and my children, when they went, I wasn't around because I'd been at work, right? I came back and my kids had a couple of magazines, right? They had a magazine.
Yeah.
That's £4.95 for a magazine.
Yeah, with a plastic toy in the front.
Yes! That's £5 spent in a blink of an eye. Yes, those magazines, those kids' magazines, £3.95, £4.95 is the cheapest. It's crazy pricing. I'm sure they're lovely magazines, and my kids have got loads out of them, so I'm not going to deny them it. You know, I'm great that but it's a lot of money, isn't it? When you then translate it into £4.95
Get your money's
for
worth
an
like
emerald.
me and do the colouring in yourself.
Yeah.
Get your money's worth out of
Yeah.
it. Get some mindfulness with
Frankie's
the
like that
colouring
there.
in.
She's there, just scrubbing with the crayon. £4.95 is all you pay. An incredible deal. Carnauba, Brazil. And again, you know, take the principles of getting started. You get your welcome pack and you buy emerald. You can genuinely have the start of your jewellery making journey begin with emerald, because you pay £4.95 for this strand, and that whole welcome pack, which we've gone through, comes free of charge. If you want to give us a go, pick up the phone and say hello to us on our call centre line, or alternatively join us at JewelleryMaker.com, where you've got plenty of freedom to see lots more luxury opportunities, loads more to look forward to, lots and lots of exciting deals happening from 8 a.m. tomorrow morning live. Plenty more to be inspired before we leave as well. Of course, don't forget, we go on to our pre-record from this point. Thank you so much for everything you've done today. We've had a great show and you've been awesome. Thank you so much for your company. We'll see you tomorrow live at 8 a.m. Keep watching now. To know, from the item code to the product description with all of the key information. Then the price comes on, and whether you join at the beginning or at the end of the offer, everyone pays the final on-screen price. So, when you see an item that you would like to buy, simply pick up the phone and dial our free phone number, and you'll get through to our UK-based call centre. Alternatively, you can join us at www.JewelleryMaker.com and start your jewellery making journey today. Jewellery Maker, the one-stop shop for all your jewellery making needs.